The RAD podcast is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Holy shit! We are now not the RAD podcast anymore. We are the RAD Live podcast. Random ass discussion, still all the same. Joining us this week we have Adam Cox.
Hello.
And we have Xander.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. It's a, well, what can we say? It's a new dawn. It's RAD All Grown Up.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day. But I'm not feeling good.
Sounds like New Day in WWE, pretty honest. And they're not feeling good. They're getting fucking buried. Should be top. Anyway, how's your week's been? Anyone?
Yeah.
It's starting well, this. Anyway, obviously we can start with me and Xander, obviously, because we were start watching Le Mans 24 Hours this weekend. Just gone.
All weekend.
All weekend, you know, sat on, the Facebook Messenger, you know, being completely antisocial, you know, basically sat, underpants peeled off, you know, stuck to you. Or is that just me because I just don't fucking wash? I don't know.
That was just you.
Maybe just me.
Pulling your hair on the phone, people going, "No, you hang up. No, you hang up."
No, that was after.
That was after. It was like, you know, it was the equivalent of a couple having a smoke after fucking. It was like, this Le Mans was so fucking good.
Considering the pair of us had about 4 hours sleep, and you went out for a little bit. The rest of it we were chatting the entire time.
No. I didn't go out for a little bit. I was fucking dragged out for a little bit.
You skived. You ran away.
I went to the pub with the guys that I was going to be getting fed. Found out I wasn't going to get fed. I was just going to sit there and watch other people get fed. I was pissed. It was like, it's the equivalent of the poor boy walking past the bakery. You know, he just slaps his face against the windows. Like, I wish I could have some of that shit, but too poor. Just
little
like,
puppy
you know,
dog.
Little puppy dog eyes drooling. You know, any worse it would have been like the fucking Oliver. Please, sir, can I have some? Well, I'd have to stop at some because I didn't get any fucking thing to ask for anymore. Well, hey-ho.
You have the wrong friends doing there to take you out. That's what it is.
This is it. I wish I could say it was friends, but yeah, at least I got back to watch a little bit more of Le Mans 24 Hours, which I've got to say, I won't say it was the best Le Mans 24 Hours I've ever seen, but it was certainly the fucking weirdest. I mean, none of the top cars wanted to win the fucking thing.
It was one of the best we've seen in a couple of years, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the last couple of Le Mans, as much as I love Le Mans 24 Hours, they've been a bit dull as Le Mans 24 Hours kind of go. But other than that, it was pretty fucking good most of the time. But this year was mental. Like, you know, all the top cars at least anyway, just seemed to be, you know, either the brakes blowing up or hybrid systems going, or basically just, you know, tagging back markers so the rear wheel explode and.
People drilling holes in their bodywork just to fucking start their starter motor with a hammer.
There's that. The engine. Coxy's obviously not a motorsport fan. He's not sort of, you know. I don't think you've actually seen any of the Le Mans 24 Hours full stop, have you? Any Le Mans?
No. It's
It's not your expertise, not your interest. shall we say?
Yeah, well, I caught the odd bit when I was about 7 or 8-ish, I think, if not younger. Well, I played about 7 or 8, maybe 9. Where I started getting into F1 a bit, and I catch the odd. Like, I'd watch a few laps here and there, and then I sort of quickly lose interest. And there's the time like my mates like playing, like what I'd like a Formula 1 game, and F-Zero, and all that sort of, not F-Zero, Wipeout even. On, on Sega Saturn.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was just it's never interested me really.
Oh, so it's each to their own, Like I say, I used to be into football, and I've just got no fucking interest in it whatsoever. But the reason I was asking you is because obviously, if you've seen Le Mans or not, you'll realise some of the ingenuity that some of the teams have to do and think of just to get through the whole 24-hour race. I mean, I've seen a car with basically the front end completely wiped out, with the front two wheels pointing to get towards each other. Xander will remember this, watching this. It was a Dodge Viper, if you remember.
Oh, fuck aye. Yeah.
It had the radiator dragging behind it, basically, and he basically got out of the car, pushed it round the corner, put his foot down. He couldn't steer and was going in a straight line as best as he could, got it to the pit lane, rebuilt it in 3 hours, and got the car back out again. But this year, what happened was the car, I think its star motor fucked up. Every time it came into the pit lane, it couldn't restart, basically.
It was a rebellion.
The rebellion car. What they had to do was to take the whole rear bodywork off just to hit the starter motor with a hammer to loosen it up to get it going again. Now, what they decided to do, instead of, to save a bit of time, because it was taking them a few minutes to get this bodywork on and off, wasn't it? So, What they decided to do was to drill a whopping hole in the top of the bodywork, so they could get a hammer through the bodywork straight to the starter motor, and they wouldn't have to take any bodywork off. So it would save them a lot of time. Problem with that is the bodyworks. What's the word? It begins with H.
Homogenited.
That's the one. Which means basically all the teams have the same bodywork, and because they modified it, they got disqualified, even though they managed to survive 24 hours. Which fucking sucks. But hey,
it sucks, but it's against the rules.
Yeah.
And they know that better than anyone.
This is it, they should do. I mean, they're a professional team, so hey-ho. But like we said, only had... So go on, mate.
I was going to say, to stop getting disqualified, all they had to do was wheel it in, throw on a new starter.
Yeah, it would have saved them more time in the long run anyway.
Exactly.
So, yeah, instead of, finishing maybe fourth or something like that, they're completely out of it completely. So like I say, it's their own fault, so fuck them.
The last couple of laps, though, the Aston fight with the Corvette.
Yeah,
honestly, it was like you were sitting next to me. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it was. Basically, you have 24 hours worth of racing, obviously. The battle for the GT lead was decided in the last 3 minutes of the race. It was insane. It was the last lap, and the guy, overtook it. It was like a close battle for the last hour, wasn't it? It was nuts, yeah. Yeah, I pretty much creamed everywhere. It was like Coxy said, it was everywhere. It was really, really, really enjoyed it. And like I say, you need to see this battle. It'll be on YouTube somewhere at some point. So if you're into your motorsport in any stretch or form, get it watched. Thank us later. You'll enjoy it. I genuinely do think you'll enjoy it. This year's Le Mans, it was fairly enjoyable. Different, but enjoyable. Absolutely. So have you done anything else this weekend, Xander, other than, sitting there in your underpants watching motor racing?
I should have cut the grass, but I didn't, because we were watching Le Mans. and then it's rained, essentially, every single day. So now my grass is about 6 inches high. In 1 week.
Nice. You see, I got on with my lawn straight after Le Mans finished, because I promised, so...
Well, I didn't, because I was thinking, I'll just do it tomorrow.
Oops.
I can't really be bothered now.
Oops.
So, yeah. Other than that, been playing Gran Turismo 6.
As have I.
And I got the new Zelda Breath of the Wild. Got it for the Wii U. I've been playing that.
Fair play. I've just realised, just for the record, I am in the podding shed at this moment in time with a wired connection. So this is the podding shed Mark II, by the way, guys. And it's working perfectly, it seems. Apart from you not to be able to hear sound effects, so hey-ho. But yeah, if you hear a bit of like wind blowing, doors slamming, it's because, like I say, I'm getting blown away in a tornado at some point. It'd be like fucking Wizard of Oz. I'll wake up with some fucking ruby slippers on.
Oh, you poor English. Your little gusts of breeze. Oh, it's a tornado.
I'm more concerned about the audio quality, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah.
Fuck
it's like when it snows.
Fuck my safety. I just want decent audio quality. Could we be the first podcast that could potentially be rained off?
No.
No, because we're fucking, we're hardcore. We'll do it in any weather.
You'll it won't be like a pair of like red slippers. It'll be like red Ugg boots.
Central Drive City.
On Central Drive, and you'll have like some smackhead coming up to you going like, "You got to go down the yellow brick alleyway."
I thought you lot all down there wore fucking Timberland or Burberry or shit like that.
No, that's the chaps with money. The very few that we do have that have money. That's what they wear. It's either that, the ones that don't have money have them stupid fucking addicted tracksuits on. Fucking awful.
I haven't even seen that. I have no idea what you're on about there.
I fucking envy you. I really do. It basically it's a mix take of the Adidas, sort of Adidas tracksuit. They've got the leaf sort of symbol for Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hash leaf, and obviously addicted.
Same font.
Same font as well. So it's a blatant rip off of the Adidas tracksuit. It just looks fucking horrific. Google it, I dare you.
I just have.
Are you disgusted?
Is that a morbid curiosity? Oh my god, that's minging.
Oh my god, my eyes! That's just the person wearing it.
Typed it in Google, went into the images, fucking plump lassie and a fucking pink one.
Vicky Pollard.
I like to see the models are, on the fairly slim side. But now we all really know that's not the kind of people that wear these.
No, we're certainly not. No, I don't think any of us are. What can we say? Underwear models. Certainly not. We make fucking what's his name now? I've got a mind blank. I don't know. But yeah, we're not fat. We're not slim. We're not slim at all. We look like that guy out of We're Awkward and We're Lazy. Remember that advert? The music video. I'm awkward and I'm lazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're that guy on the couch.
I found your new tracksuit.
You found me a tracksuit, have you?
Yep.
What's it look like? Obviously, it's audio.
Well, no, you hate to describe it. Wait until you see it. It's in the Skype chat.
It's in the Skype chat. I'm just having a look now. Oh, yeah, it's a... all I'm going to say, it's a guy that looks very, very similar to Tom Daly, but he's not really wearing much. He's wearing a... what can I describe as looks like a blue thong with Addicted across the top. Mate, I'm that fat, it'll just be look invisible. The folds will hide it.
That would be brilliant, though, wouldn't it?
It'd be great if I need to... That's me. I was going to say that's my Halloween costume sorted. Be fucking cold.
Look.
It wouldn't have to. I just realised it wouldn't need much material anyway because it's Halloween and I'm wearing it. It'd be fucking freezing.
Yeah, but you'd be fashionable.
There is that.
You're addicted tracksuit.
I look like that fat guy that appeared on WWE in the Attitude Era. I can't remember his fucking name. Coxy might know.
Rikishi.
Not Rikishi, the other guy. You know who I mean, Coxy?
Big Dick Johnson.
Might be him. It might be him. The guy that used to come out and gyrate in a thong.
Yeah, that was Big Dick Johnson.
Yeah, Big Dick Johnson. That's what I kind of would look like.
Mm-hmm.
Or either that or Party Boy from the Jackass movie. One or the other.
I was going to say, you'd have someone come up to you first and you go, "Oh look, it's Party Boy." Like, not Party Boy.
you must remember the Party Boy music.
Oh, I do.
That's an image burned into your mind now, isn't it? Fuck's sake. But yeah, how have you done this weekend, Coxy? Well, just weekend just gone, because we've got this weekend coming up now, haven't we, obviously?
Well, I went to the PW Blackpool shows.
Oh, yes.
Went to those.
Yeah, go ahead, mate. Did you go to just the one at the, what's it now, Club Domain, or did you go to the circus as well?
I did both.
You did both?
It was a last minute decision to the day show because they kept sort of saying, "Oh, there's like 10 tickets left or whatever."
Oh yeah.
There's only 10 tickets left, and it somehow went from being there's only 10, and I bought some. And as soon as I bought some, there's a post went up on Facebook straight away saying 10 tickets left. And then I'm sure like later on it was like 14 tickets left.
People were handing theirs back for some reason.
People are getting fucking refunds on a free show.
Yeah, it was. That show was not. I think there's like 2 matches advertised or something.
Yeah, it weren't a lot. There weren't a lot. I mean, I'd say I do the Preston City Wrestling Prediction League, and it was a fucking nightmare. There was a few more matches, to be fair, because I managed to get a whole round of the League Cup sort of thing done. So there must have been a half decent amount of matches for me to get through that. But yeah, was it a decent show?
The first one was alright. It had more sort of comedy elements and stuff.
Yeah.
One sort of complaining about how hot it was and stuff like that.
Oh, it was outside, wasn't it, when it was that fucking blazing heat?
Only about 150, 200 people there.
That's not bad considering. It was like near of a last minute decision, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
I did the evening show, which wasn't sold out. Let's be honest. I was up in the balconies of the Tower Ballroom, not the Tower Ballroom, Tower Circus.
In the circus, yeah.
Yeah, and sort of on the side I was sat on, there was quite a few seats taken and stuff. But on the other 3 sides, there was like still enough space for however many hundreds of people to squeeze in. So, whether people had bought tickets or not, I couldn't be asked to look at how hot it was.
Yeah, you got to think about it as well. Like, it was outside, it was a free show.
No, this was the film I'm on about.
The one in the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine it being red hot in there. But yeah, was it a decent show?
It was and it wasn't. It had its moments in places, but otherwise I didn't. But it was. There was the odd match, as normal with PCW booking, but there was the couple of matches I felt went on to either too long or not long enough.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough then. So yeah, there's obviously a show this weekend on. Just a little story, just a side note. Sorry, go on. What was you going to say?
The show on now.
Oh, there's a show on now. Yeah, as I'm getting texts to say. But there's a friend of ours that's gone to the show. I won't mention his name. And he told us a little funny story because he's obviously staying for the weekend, and he's told us he had like a skin condition, which he's prepared for because he's got a big tub of like cream for it. Now he sent us this message, so I'm going to read it out. Certain people are going to know who this is. Please don't mention his name if you do on the chat or on the shared post, wherever it is, where it ends up. But it absolutely made me piss myself laughing when we read it. Coxy knows exactly what it is. Xander's not heard it, so I'm waiting for his response. So, word for word, this is what he said. So, the funny story of the day is I am using some cream at the minute for a skin irritation, but it comes in a big tub, and I don't want to lug it round in my bag all weekend. So I had the brilliant brainwave of decanting it into one of those small urine sample pots with a good lid on that won't spill out everywhere. Now, keep that image in your brain, because obviously you know the urine sample bottles with the yellow lid on, the little. I think everyone's done one at some point. But yeah, it's only when I walked into a pub doing bag searches that the guard pulled out what looked. Let's read that sentence again, shall I? It's only when I walked into a pub doing bag searches when the guard pulled it out to look at it that I realised how much it resembled a sperm sample. Very red-faced. Darren asked the guy, what did the guard say about it? Did he say anything? Apparently Mark said, the punchline writes itself, I look like a right wanker.
Dedicated.
Absolutely dedicated.
I like to keep my...
Fucking, I was absolutely howling. Absolutely howling. It's the certain bloke that it is, it's 100% him. Basically. But yeah, it made me chuckle. So yes, you know who you are. Thank you for that. It brightened my afternoon up massively. But yeah, shall we move on to some topics, lads?
Yeah, go for it.
Why not? We're 20 minutes in, so we might as well. We'll tell you what. We were talking about wrestling not long ago. So, why don't you guys tell me what you think are the worst wrestling themes that you have ever heard?
Worst.
Anyone can start this off.
John Cena's.
Why?
It just annoys the shit out of me.
Because you know who it's associated with.
Oh, that as well, but it's just everything. Him, the music, everything.
True. I mean, when you hear the trumpets going...
Yeah, it's just like bloop.
It's just
mute.
It's just repeated constantly throughout the whole song. It embeds into your soul. It's fucking horrible.
It's also that thing that Xander heard it and he's like sat at home and he heard that line. He's like, "I'll brush your teeth like Colgate." He's like, "You won't come near my teeth." I don't use. And
oh god. There have recently been some pretty fucking shit ones, really shit ones. One that springs to example is the original Emma theme. If you remember what Emma's used to be like in WWE.
Oh, I can't remember.
She just walk out with her arms flailing.
Oh yeah.
When she was with Santino, it was fucking horrible. But yeah, it's just for the record. If someone's asking how do we do the chat, I do see it. Yes. What you need to do, just for the record, you need to get the Spreaker app and just go via there. You can get it on Android or iOS and just click on the chat bubble in the bottom of the player and you can chat away. But yeah, it's worst wrestling themes. Like I say, Emma's has got to be up there. Fucking hell, there's loads. It's just picking out ones. It really is.
And then.
What's that?
I have one that's come to mind then, and I can't think what it was.
This is it. I mean, this is one of my what I call my break glass in case of emergency topics, but it fitted perfectly in, so I thought I'd slide it in. But yeah, there's been some fucking terrible ones. I mean, Apollo Crews isn't great. I'm not a fan. Doesn't suit him.
His original and his current.
What's that?
Samoa Joe's.
His original was shocking. His original one was worse, in my opinion. But yeah, they're not great. I'll tell you who I can't stand, actually, and I find they just sound super generic. It's Seth Rollins. It just sounds generic.
Yeah,
I'm an angry wrestler, and I'm going to beat you up sort of sound.
What's his... Charlotte's. I hate Charlotte's theme.
It's a shit version. It's like the Asda Smart price of the Ric Flair theme, isn't it? Basically.
It's not even Asda price. It's like a fucking Tesco bargain, like Portsmouth lasagna.
Little in the reduced bin.
Ric Flair's like theme, going to put like a backing like bloody metronome beat over it.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's fucking horrible. Do you know what? I can't stand Tamina's music either. At least it fits, but again, generic. You're Samoan, so therefore you come out to pretty much tribal music, like Samoa Joe, actually, in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, you know, it's the typical. You're a Samoan, so you get Samoan music, like the fucking Japanese wrestlers. It's Nakamura and Asuka.
Yeah, but Nakamura's is kick ass.
Oh, Nakamura, don't get me wrong, it's a fucking amazing theme, but it sticks with the trope, doesn't it? Of you're Japanese, therefore you have Japanese sounding music. You know, so, it's like look at William Regal and Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Stereotypical British, but to be fair, they're working a British gimmick, so it fits. Whereas you get people like Neville, who is British, but he's obviously not working a British gimmick. He's working the King of the Cruiserweights gimmick, and his music fits perfectly. Just trying to think of somebody else's music that I can't fucking stand. There's not many, to be honest. Well, there is a few. It's just thinking of them, like you say. Mainly the ones that on telly. From Randy Orton's. Randy Orton's is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I hear voices in my head. He needs that updating. I mean, has he had that 10 years? More than that?
About 10 years.
Yeah, I think he either needs a reworking or it needs a new theme altogether. Because the voices in my head gimmick sort of died out. In my opinion, it's corny as fuck. I mean, if he's gonna do the gimmick, do it all the time. It picks and chooses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not for me.
It's with the whole thing of him hearing voices, though. He's meant to have that, like, sort of disorder or something.
Yeah.
Where then got found out where it's like, oh, these are the symptoms commonly associated with steroid abuse.
Another side effect. Fucking gingers. So Jinder will be fucked then.
It's around the time Chris Benoit like did the whole like murder suicide thing, and they're like, "Oh, we can't use that." But rather than changing his music or whatever, they sort of kept him with the same theme. Like, "Oh no, he still hears voices, but he's Randy Orton." So,
for fuck's sake, it's the Randy Orton voices.
Remember the right to censor?
Yes.
The power alarm.
If I remember rightly, yeah, it was just a fire alarm. It's constant.
Woo.
I mean, honestly, can you get worse than just an alarm?
Yes, you can. You actually can. And I'm going to tell you now, the worst theme tune is not a theme tune. It's R-Truth, because he didn't have a theme tune for a while. He literally had someone say, R-Truth, the truth will set you free, and that was it. He came out to silence.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the worst theme tune because there wasn't one.
So, we gimmick at the time.
It really worked for him. I mean, it amazes me that he only had one main event match through all that whole stint, which was, funny enough, Capital Punishment, which was a fucking terrible pay-per-view, if I remember correctly.
He closed Survivor Series as well, didn't he?
Oh yeah, with The Rock. He tagged with The Miz, didn't he? It was The Rock and Cena. I remember watching that in France.
Change it up.
Sorry?
The conspiracy made him change it up with DJ Miz.
Oh yes. But yeah, I remember watching that in bed in France. You know, the ex-missus was lying next to me and she was fast asleep, and occasionally she'd wake up and be annoyed because I was awake still with the laptop watching this pay-per-view via means.
In fact, one of the ones that stands out as well, you probably won't have heard it, but I'll have to send it to you at some point. There's one theme Christ has kept sending to me that he wants to use when he does white collar wrestling.
Oh yeah.
And Barry Windham used it in WCW. It's like a really generic jobber theme. About 10-20 people must have used it at some point in their career in WCW. It's like, I want to use this. I'm like, no. He's like, why? It's good. I'm like, you're not coming out to a jobber theme.
Why not?
Because it literally is like Goblin Music number 3 or something.
Oh my god! I've just thought of the perfect loser gimmick in British wrestling.
What?
Absolutely. All you need is a guy to come out in a shirt. There's a tie. He's a heel gimmick, by the way. Smart pants. Just walks up. He's got a Job Centre Plus ID on him, and he's known as the Jobber.
I thought you were going to feel like it said his investigative claims looking for the mask and the masked wrestlers who are claiming benefits.
There's that. But he's known as the Jobber, who just gets beaten every match. Oh god, this is why I'm not a booker. Oh god almighty. Right, so there's a question here now that I've thought of, and it's another one of these break out of jail free sort of questions, but you know, it's one that it's sort of like we're talking about sport, and I was quite surprised a while back that Coxy used to say that he quite liked going to the driving range and hitting a few golf balls, saying it was therapeutic, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Now, Xander's also a very, very keen... Well, I don't know if he still is, but was a keen golfer, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just hadn't mowed the lawn for a bit.
Yeah. He's lost all his golf balls in the lawn, but he's not mowed. But yeah, I want to know if you guys can tell me, can golf be done on the cheap?
Yes.
Go on, how would you do it on the cheap?
You walk onto the course and don't pay them.
You buy some clubs for 99p like you did, mate.
Oh god, yes, I was getting there. Getting there.
Well, that is the easiest way. Charity shop golf clubs are really cheap on whatever eBay, or we have FaceBay and all that up here. I think you guys do down there as well, don't you?
Is it like selling sites on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get that.
Yeah, you can find, or Gumtree or whatever, you can find cheap golf clubs anywhere. And depending on which course you want to play on, I mean, up here, as you kind of gather, you know, green fees can be expensive depending on the course, since we've got some of the oldest courses, you know, in the world. But the one closest to me is only a 9-hole course, and I think the green fees are only £50 a year.
That's fucking amazing.
So you see what I'm saying? So you buy some cheap clubs, you know, balls are, what'd you get, like fucking 20 for £1 or something in a charity shop usually?
Lake balls maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if you're just starting, does it really matter?
No, this is true. This is true.
And then, you know, you go for whatever the cheapest course is at your area. And then, you know, play. Then when you come into more money, then you can, you know, go a different course or upgrade your gear, stuff like that.
This is true. I mean, I managed to get my gear off eBay of all places. It was one of there's a really, really cool app that you can get. It's called the Local eBay Deal Finder. And what it does is it finds auctions locally that are collection only, which obviously means it's going to get less interest, but it's also local enough for you to be able to just, you know, either nip in the car and take a couple of minutes to get there, or even in some cases just walk to there. Now, I've done a couple of amazing deals on there. I mean, one of them was like a whole, like, I think it was like 3 shoeboxes worth of Commodore 64 games for like 15 quid, which was mental. But what was even more mental was, like what Coxy just said, was get a whole set of golf clubs for 99p. Now, that included, obviously, a full working set of golf clubs. So everything you would need to get a golf ball around a golf course. You had the bag, and it also came with a trolley. But it was rusty to fuck, I got rid of that. And it also came with, I think it came with 16 golf balls, a full pack of golf tees, a wallet with like a marker and another couple of gold plated like tees, plastic but with like gold sort of plastic shitty coating on the outside, some weatherproof trousers and 1 golf shoe. So yeah, 99p was fucking worth it. I had to go around to his house 3 times to pick this fucking bag up because I don't think he wanted to give it me, even though I paid me money.
Because he probably wanted more than 99p.
Well, this is it. But when I picked them up, they were full of rust. You know, the shafts.
So yeah, they were with 99p.
Yeah, but all I did was got a Brillo pad on them, and they were like new. So, bargain. Obviously,
tip there for some people for you, mate. Instead of using a Brillo pad, use scrunched up tin foil and a little bit of Coke.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll do that.
It's a lot easier.
I might have to try that with these ones then, because I'm thinking I'm going to have to try and probably do it again, because I've been sat in my shed for a while, not really done anything with them. But one of them is a carbon fibre shaft, so I mean that's me bubble driver, me tailor-made one.
As long as there's no cracks in it, it'll last forever.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's absolutely mint condition. And I managed to on that driving range that you go on, I managed to hit 250 yards with it, which is not bad, considering I'm not really, done that much golf.
Yeah, you big wuss.
But I do intend to try and do it again. I mean, I don't know how much it is for the green fees for the golf course up in Blackpool, Stanley Park, that way. But you've also got North Shore, you've got Lytham. We've got a decent golf course near us as well, like, Royal Lytham. But fuck knows what the green fees will be for that. Obviously, we've got Fleetwood Golf Course as well, which is close by. There's loads of others. If you want to go slightly further afield, you've got Staining, you've got... Hell, even where I used to live, in Longridge, apparently that's a half-decent golf course. But it's finding them out and, having the money, like, it's supposed to be, can be, like, a sport. But if you can find a golf course, obviously, which is cheap enough, like you said, the 9-holer, which was like, 50 quid a year?
50 a year, yeah.
That's well worth it. Even if it's 9 holes, you just play around it twice.
That's what we all used to do, yeah.
Yeah, just go around it twice. That's your 18-hole course, isn't it?
Yep. Until I could afford my green fees at Brechin, which is one of the bigger 18 holes. And Montrose is dearer, you see, because Montrose is the oldest course in the world. It's actually older than St Andrews. Montrose is really expensive, so it was Brechin was the next step, and then after that it was Edsall, and then Montrose. But Montrose, you're really looking at like £1,000 a year.
Fuck that.
So you see what I mean? Huge jump from £50 a year to 1,000. But then if you're able to play on Montrose, you're really able to then win money for yourself as well in the championships that's always going on. So that kind of subsidies a lot of your green fees.
But you got to be good enough to actually win some money, though. To be fair.
Yeah, but if you're shit, why would you pay that amount of money to play it? That kind of course anyway.
Fair point. I mean, obviously, if you're going to get good, you're going to get good at a cheaper course, aren't you?
Exactly.
So yeah, we need to find Coxy. We need to find out how much these green fees are, because we can share clubs.
Your Stanley Park green fees.
Yes.
You are seem to be £20 for a book direct or for phone. That'll be for each round though.
Yeah.
So you're £20 a round, which isn't that bad. But I cannot see, your yearly price.
Apparently, the course in Blackpool, the Stanley Park one, was made by the same guy that made built Augusta. So, I don't know if that's meant to be any good or not.
Augusta's one of the best courses in the world. That's the one that hosts Masters.
Well, there you go. So Blackpool Stanley Park was built by the same guy that built that. So I'm supposing Stanley Park must be a half-decent course at least then. So there you go, Coxy. We've got a challenge one day. We've got to get good.
Your Stanley Park, your peak time, 7-day ticket, which is any time you want, is £520 a year.
That's not bad.
For your off-peak, which Monday to Friday, excluding public holidays, is only £360 a year. And if you're under 25 and a student, it's £200.
That's dirt, considering.
Or if you're a little tiddler, it's only £50.
That's not bad. Oh.
So we've got a 9-hole course and we'll just go on it twice.
Well, there is a 9-hole course up at the driving range, isn't there?
On it, yeah. They do foot golf.
And yeah, they do foot golf up there. So
there's I think it's the course at
Where, mate?
I think there's like a driving course at Ankersholm, isn't there? It used to be on the front there, so between Cleveland and...
Yeah, it used to be there, but it's gone now, is it? Because of the sewage works.
I wasn't sure if they were just still doing it up or not, and then going to reopen it.
Yeah, it's a while off yet, mate. Apparently they said they're going to though, but yeah, there used to be like a little like golf course up there, like a pitch and putt sort of thing. But that's gone. That's one thing I've never done as well, is pitch and putt. That's something I'd love to do. So maybe.
Really?
Yeah, really. I never. It's not like I've not had the funds or the means to do it. It's just I never got round to doing it.
Whenever we went on holiday, because when I was younger, we went on holidays in caravans. You know, that's just the way it was done. Me and my dad would always take our clubs with us. No matter where we went, always take our clubs. And if there wasn't a full course, it was see if there's a pitch and putt. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Remember we used to go to the putting thing at Stanley Park.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. Do you know what? I've taken my own clubs on there before. So I've done that before. Just got to put a ball down, just went round. They don't check you. So, just go around.
So you've got. I was going to say tea time as well. You got a few things around you for golf.
Yeah, it's quite a good area around Blackpool for golf, if I'm brutally honest. So, you know, we've got 2 driving ranges in Blackpool. We've got the one that obviously at tea time, and there's also the De Vere Hotel has one. So it's not bad. It's just like I say, it's having the funds to do it and the time. But obviously, Coxy, if it's only £20 a round, I'm willing to have a go one day once I've get good back on the driving range and got swinging again. So, you know.
Automatic victory for yourself there, mate.
What's that, mate?
Be an automatic victory for yourself.
Well, we'll see. Just because I've got the tools doesn't know how to fucking use them. Mrs. tells me that all the time. But yeah,
what likes your zoo?
What's that, mate?
What likes your zoo?
What's likes our zoo?
Yeah.
No idea.
Because according to the map, it says you have a zoo.
Yes, we do. We do. Oh, right. Yeah, Blackpool does have a zoo.
What likes your zoo? I don't know. Do we have a zoo?
I thought you did say. Just thought you said anything else. Well, it depends what you mean by zoo. Is it the actual zoo or Central Drive?
Blackpool Zoo.
Central Drive.
Next to Stanley Park.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm taking the piss. Yeah, I've been round. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But there is a golf course around the back of there as well. That's Stanley Park there and Heron's Reach. So
yeah, I used to go golf ball hunting in Heron's Reach.
Oh yeah, even though why does kids? Even though if we never played golf, we actually went golf ball hunting.
It's fun.
Walking into like cash converters and going, right, this one looks right, this one looks good, this one's a good make. Like, you can just go off and like randomly find them with something to do.
You actually went into cash converters to sell them?
No, I went in cash converter the odd time every now and then a few years ago, and they used to have like a big bucket, sometimes like a full, like the old plastic tubs you'd get. It's like you'd have all your bloody toys in and shit.
Oh yeah, like a rhino tub.
Yeah, they used to have them full of golf balls.
Oh yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, you can get like 20 for £1 or something, or like whatever it'd be. Sometimes you see them on like the notice board as well. Like you see people like bucket of golf balls, like 100 for a £5 and stuff like that.
Mm. That's worth doing though. For like I say, 100 for a £5 is a fucking good deal.
But it's a driving range. You can get, I think it's 50 balls for £3.50 or 100 balls for a £5.
Always go for the 100. Always go for the 100.
Your club hire's £1, but then if you take your own, you're saving yourself £1.
Yeah, which is what I do. I've never hired from there. So I've bought gloves from there, but that's the only thing I've ever bought from there. So, but yeah, we'll have to do that one day. Get it sorted. We'll get it done. We'll move on anyway. So because we've blatantly, made sure that you can do golf on the cheap if you ever choose to. Here's one for you. Is it ever a good idea to get back with an ex-girlfriend? Or an ex-boyfriend for that matter if you're a girl? Who wants to start that one?
You brought it up.
Fair enough. I think it depends on the situation and how you split up. I mean, obviously, if you both drifted apart, so obviously you drifted apart for a reason. But not everyone splits up because they want to split up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, not everyone has angry goodbye sex.
No, not everyone. Yeah, no one has the angry goodbye sex. No, not that I have. You know. Do you know what? Actually, I tell a lie. I think I did. With the ex-girlfriend, I think I actually did. I was a naughty boy.
I'm going to say it's a sad wank in the corner.
Sad wank? No, that's not. No, that's sad goodbye sex. Angry goodbye sex would be like you having a wank, like you're trying to snap your dick off. But yeah, I think I actually, in a way, I don't even thought about it until you said that. With the ex-girlfriend, you know who it is, Xander. Anyway, we kind of stayed in a hotel, and we kind of obviously we had a night of it, and I actually fucked her off the next day for I don't know why. I think I just realised that she wasn't for me. I just went right, bye, see you later. I did it the worst way possible though, and I do feel shitty for doing it that way. But I chucked her via text, which is horrible. It is horrible. It's the worst way. I mean, it's the most impersonal way of doing it, and I feel fucking rotten for that. But something clicked on that day. The day after, obviously, she dropped me off at mine, and I don't know. I was just sat there thinking, do I actually? Because if you remember, we'd kind of split up and then look to get back together again, hadn't we, Xander?
Yeah.
You remember? And I was sat there and I was just thinking, do I actually really want to be with somebody like her? Now, I'm obviously not going to go into detail, but yeah, I just thought to myself, no, it's not worth it. And to this day, I have not once thought, do you know what? I wish I was back in that relationship. And the reason being is because we drifted apart, and I realised I didn't have them feelings for her. So I never was tempted, if that makes sense. Even if, like I say, even if I ended up, single now and she offered it on a plate, I think I'd tell her to fuck off. It's just one of them. It's like, for example, when I had, which I'm gonna. So go on, mate. What's up, mate?
I said that's because you're sort of there. You're like, I've got 2 kids already, and I'm waiting for a vasectomy.
You can wait. You can wait until I have been snipped. I don't want no more sleepless nights.
Dick fingers, do your work.
Yeah, Dr. Dick Fingers, do your work. Do it now.
The bricks.
Get the bricks ready. Get them ready. Fuck's sake. But yeah, have any of you two ever been? I mean, I know for Xander this is going to be a fucking long time ago. But was it before this? For the record, I know Coxy doesn't need a disclaimer. Xander will. This is before you met Claire, okay? Before you met Claire.
Before.
Massively before. Was you ever tempted to get back with an ex-girlfriend?
Just the one.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Any details? You don't have to if you don't want to.
No, there's not really much. It's hard to remember.
All right. You remember
just one.
You remember making your dick twitch, and that was about it.
Put it less. I remember her name. I can barely remember what she looks like.
That good then.
But other than that, I remember at the time, But other than that,
well, you will remember at your time if she's filleting you. Fuck's sake. But yeah, it has happened. I mean, I've been tempted before. I will be honest, and I will get into it sort of. But Coxy, how about you? Obviously, you don't mention names.
Have I or would I, do you mean?
Have you ever been tempted to get back with an ex? Or in fact, if you want to say if you have, you don't obviously mention names, obviously.
It was a thing. When it happened, I would, but like now, sort of looking back at that now, because we still talk to each other now, the things have changed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think we would, because it'd just be
too awkward.
Not awkward. It'd just be weird.
That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. Obviously, relationships can change. You can actually be in a relationship with somebody, and obviously you drift apart, but not to the point where you stop talking to each other. You become like close friends. Never happened to me. For some reason, all my exes seem to fucking hate me, apart from one, which, you know, but she's a bit of a fucking creep. So there you go.
None of mine hated me. This is a problem I had. None of them hated me, but it's been so long. I'll walk past some of them on the street, and Claire will say to me, "You know that who that was?" No, that was your ex. Was it?
Well, see,
they'll all stop and try and talk to me, and I will just walk straight past like I do with most people.
You just go, "No, I don't want." It's like, "No, I don't want the big fucking issue. Leave me alone."
Yeah, it's just like, no, thank you, I'm busy. You know, just keep walking.
Now, here's the thing:
like, you know who that was? No.
Is it? You see, Xander's either got the most nicest personality ever, or he's hung like a fucking Pringles can. One or the other.
Or both.
Oh. All I'm gonna say is the girls don't get with me for my Pringles can. Let's just put it that way.
It's because they heard you're friends with me. That's what it was.
They're scared. That's what it is.
On.
What's that, mate?
I said we all go. Yeah, you can leave your hat on.
Hey, nah, 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 nah. Fuck's sake. But yeah, there was one time, actually, funny enough, that I was very, very tempted to get back with an ex-girlfriend. And it was in between, obviously, the incident I've just talked about, and the before meeting my current partner now. And we got talking, and we nearly ended up actually meeting up again, because she had got married and got divorced from her fella. And, yeah, we were just talking, and then we were just about to go do it, and I decided, it was like, no, doesn't feel right, feels a bit weird, so I decided not to.
I didn't know she got married.
No, not my
different one.
Yeah, the ex before her.
Oh,
but yeah, the ex, she's married as well now.
Really?
Oh, really? She wouldn't marry me, but she married somebody else within a year and a half of leaving me. Go figure.
Is he French? Is he French?
Not French, no. No. Right.
Sure.
For the record, right, I had almost a year of torture off this bastard on Xbox Live. And I will tell you why. Because my ex-girlfriend, as part of she went to university, was doing French, a French degree. And part of that French degree meant that she had to spend a year abroad in France. That's how I ended up watching Survivor Series, by the way, in France. Because I was visiting her while she was there in Cognac. Now, Xander, every single fucking day, playing Forza online, was saying, she's sucking French man dick. Every day. Maybe every hour of every day. Oh, she's sucking off Claude. Or something like that. Whatever the guy's name is. Because she was talking about a French guy all the time while I was talking to her. I was like, yeah, makes me feel great that, 1,000 miles away, and you're talking about some bloke, basically filleting him. For all I know, she probably fucking did. But hey ho.
She probably did.
Yeah, you know what? I would not be fucking shocked. Because she went back for no apparent reason. She went back for no apparent reason, right? She was
holiday,
there.
Remember?
Yeah, get this, Adam. Get this. By the way, this is almost like a shoot like I did with Darren. I was like, I had a massive issue with this as well. And Xander was like, yeah, that's fucking iffy at the time. She was away for nearly a year in France, right? And then she decided to go back to the same place for a week. About, a month after? It was about a month after, yeah. Wasn't it? And so I'm going back to do the touristy thing. I thought, what? That's like me going to the fucking Blackpool Tower. Are you taking the piss? You see it every day. You've seen it for every day for the past year. Why would you want to go back now and do the touristy thing when you've been there a fucking year as a bastard tourist? I thought,
yeah, she was doing someone.
yeah, she was absolutely licking someone's penis. Absolutely. Absolutely 100%, no brainer. And then obviously I was the bad guy at the time, if you remember.
Yep.
I was the bad guy because I had an issue with her going back after a month, and there's me. I didn't expect me to think something iffy was going on. So hey ho, I don't. At the end of the day though, now like I say, I don't give a fuck. So
Yeah.
for all I know, she could have fucked every French bloke in France. I don't give a fuck. She probably did.
She probably did, yeah.
But hey ho. But yeah.
My currency.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah. Don't get back with ex-girlfriends. There's a reason why they're exes, Unless obviously you're an ex-girlfriend because you had moved away and you come back or something like that. That's different altogether. But that's the only circumstance exes should get back together. Because obviously exes are exes for a reason.
Or some people will leave each other for no reason. They think they've grown apart when they actually haven't.
Yeah.
They break up, and they realise that was the worst decision they made.
There is that as well, but that obviously, and I would like to say it happens quite quickly now, but sometimes it doesn't. I mean,
sometimes it takes a couple of years.
Yeah, and they get back together again. I mean, it's like people you get people that they get back with the first ever girlfriends or first ever boyfriends, don't they? So it does happen. So, but yeah, we'll move on.
Follow your heart and brain, not your dick.
Yeah, basically, if you're male. What does a female follow if it's not the brain?
Tits.
Yeah, fair enough. Follow the headlights.
They're out in front. Leading the way.
Oh, God. And we'll do a very quick one, because before we go for a break. We'll retread a topic that we covered on the last show, which didn't end up airing because the last show that I did on the Antique decided it wanted to spontaneously combust the recording at that point and didn't want to record it. Well, it did. It recorded you two perfectly. Me, nah. Completely out of sync. It was unusable. So we'll retread it. And it was our favourite Disney films of all time. I'll start with the guy that knows most about films out of all of us, and that's Coxy.
I should go now.
Oh, you have your list, don't you?
I had a list of Disney films. I had to go on thingy to find it. This was the thing we factored in though. It was like you can't say Star Wars. We couldn't say Star Wars, and we couldn't say
any Marvel films.
I definitely couldn't say any Marvel films. No.
No, because they're not. They're owned by Disney, but they're not Disney films.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna obviously kick it off maybe with things like Toy Story and Cars and things like that. I mean, obviously they're aimed at little lads when I was little. Well, not Cars as much maybe, but Toy Story was. It was the first film I ever saw in the cinema, so it's obviously going to hold a little bit of a bit of nostalgia for me because it was the first film that I did see on the big screen. But things like Cars was a great. I mean, I'll sit there with my little man now. In fact, I'm actually just as excited as he is to go and see Cars 3, for example. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
There's nothing wrong with watching animated movies. Nothing wrong at all. I sat and watched Lego Batman yesterday because it came out. Oh, it's hilarious, by the way.
Why not?
But I watch all the animated movies when they come out with the kids, all of them.
Fucking brilliant. I mean, why not? I mean, it's why you're bonding, isn't it, as well? You got to think about that as well. But, I'm just trying to think what else. I mean, I'm trying to think of Disney films that my little lad likes and my little girl.
My hands-down favourite is Hercules. It has been since I was younger.
You see, I never watched the film, but I saw the TV series.
See, Hercules is just amazing throughout. But I never watched TV series. I played the game on the PlayStation.
The game was amazing. The game's legendary. It's one of the few movie tie-in games that was fucking great.
It's one of those big regrets. It's a game you shouldn't have got rid of, but you did at the time.
Many of them, mate. Many of them.
Oh, I've got hundreds of them, but yeah, that's definitely one of them.
Yeah. Oh,
also, The Lion King.
Do you know what? I didn't see The Lion King until I was like 25.
I saw it in the cinema.
You saw it in the cinema?
Hmm?
I envy you because it was a fucking great film.
I remember around there. I think it was the ABC.
Wow. I mean, I remember the ABC. I remember watching the first Bean movie in the ABC. That was fucking great. What's that, mate?
I think I watched Bean in there as well.
Yeah. Probably the same fucking screening for all we know. But yeah, I saw that in there.
I think there was me and my brother, and there was like maybe another couple in there that like walked out because they didn't think it was any good, and so it just ended up being like the two of us in a massive screen.
Yeah, it wasn't the best movie in the world, was it? Let's be honest.
As a kid, it was.
As a kid, yeah. I mean, everything Bean did was gold back when you was a kid.
I caught sort of that. I missed the first like 20 minutes of it recently. It was on TV. I think I was editing. So it was like, oh, that was background noise. While I just do this editing or whatever.
Aye.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't great.
No.
Just trying to think. Disney films. I mean, Aladdin's decent. You can't not say Aladdin's not decent.
Little Mermaid's amazing as well.
Yeah, it is. But there was one film that we neglected to discuss last time round, and that was Tron. I mean, how great is Tron?
Tron's good, but Tron is very dated, mate.
It is now.
It is now, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't make it any less decent. I mean, the original Bond film's fucking dated, but it's still a good film.
Yes, I put it in the same kind of dated category as, was it War Games?
Not seen it.
You've not seen War? Really? Coxy, you've seen it, haven't you?
What, War Games?
Yeah.
No.
See, it's that same kind of cheesy category, Tron.
I'll have to give it a whirl. I'll give War Games a whirl. Tron's a great film, though. Can't diss Tron.
I came back to me today in my head after I think I was walking through town and it popped into my head, but we'll crack on with this for now and I'll hopefully go back to it.
Aye.
One I remember, a couple of standouts for me were there's Fantasia.
Oh God, yeah.
God, I hated Fantasia.
Only ever watched it once.
Yeah, all you ever need to watch it is once.
Oh, fucking hell.
You know Alice in Wonderland, I remember seeing that as a kid.
It's a great movie.
What was the other one? Oh, Robin Hood.
Robin Hood's brilliant as well.
Robin Hood is fucking amazing, I'll second that. I used to like Peter Pan as well. I used to love that film.
You know, we've had Peter Pan on DVD for years. You know, when it first came out, because Disney used to do this stupid release schedule thing with the DVDs.
Yeah.
And then we got it on Blu-ray. And I just watched Peter Pan literally a month ago. First time I've ever seen it.
Fair enough.
Because, before I'd always watched Hook.
Hook is amazing, though.
I'd never watched the original Peter Pan. That was the first time.
Yeah, Hook's fantastic. I mean...
Well, that's it. But Peter Pan was good. It doesn't compare to Hook, though.
But then, like I say, end of the day, though, anything Robin Williams touched was fucking gold. Let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, it was gold. Oh, the odd stinker, but, Genie, for example.
I read a funny story about Robin Williams today, actually.
Oh, go for it.
It was, when they did, I think was it Batman Returns that had Jack Nicholson as the Riddler? Or Two-Face, whatever. Who was it?
Batman Forever was the Riddler, and it was Jim Carrey.
That's right.
Who did Jack Nicholson play?
The Joker.
The Joker.
Just Batman, wasn't it?
Yeah, didn't he want the Joker part?
Well, it was, they offered, I think Jack Nicholson turned it down because he wanted more money or something. or he said it wasn't for him. And then they offered the Robin Williams a chance to audition for it, and they were going to give it to him. Then they suddenly went, "Oh, well, Jack's interested again." Went back to Jack Nicholson. They went, "Oh yeah, we're sort of thinking about giving it to Robin Williams." It's like, why? Sort of thing. He's like, "Well, I'll take it." So then Warner Brothers had to go to Robin Williams and say, "We don't need you. Jack Nicholson's coming back for it." And he got really mad about it, so he turned down the opportunity to play Riddler in Batman Forever, and he wouldn't appear in any Warner Brothers film until they apologised.
All right.
Which is fair. Which is very fair.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson was a great Joker. He really was. How good would Robin Williams have been?
It's scary to even think about it, isn't it?
One of those what ifs we'll have to do.
He might have just been perfect.
This is it. Maybe this is another topic for another day. We can talk about who can possibly make the best Joker, who didn't play Joker, possibly. So yeah, on that thought-provoking point, we're going to have a very short break. So guys, if you need to have tinkles, now's the time. Don't forget, if you are listening live, you can talk to us on the Spreaker app. You can just, like I say, just find a chat bubble and type away, and you'll be able to converse with us, and you can give us your questions or topics on there. So on that note, Lost Art of Podcasting, first comment, talk to us, absolutely. Follow Lost Art's example, and yeah, just leave us some topics, leave us some questions, and yes, you know what to do. So on that note, we're going to have a very short break. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes. So if you need tinkles, guys, be quick. Back in a minute.
Hey, this is Coxy, reminding you to check out the Lost Art of Podcasting. We cover reviews, interviews, listener topics, our own topics. We even take a general look at life and the world around us. So I'll find the Lost Art Podcasting on Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, even YouTube, and all of the good podcast places.
Support the RAD podcast by finding us on Facebook, and then you can find us on Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube, and all good podcast catchers. Our Twitter handle is @UKRAD Podcast. Don't forget to follow our friends at The Lost Art of Podcasting. You can also find them on Facebook, Stitcher, YouTube, iTunes, and all other good podcast catchers. Their Twitter handle is @LostArtPodcast. Also, don't forget to follow their spin-off show, The Lost Art of Wrestling. It's also on Facebook and Stitcher, iTunes, etc. And their Twitter handle is @LAOW Podcast. Don't forget to also follow our friends at These People Podcast. They are on Facebook, iTunes, and Spreaker. They have their Twitter @TP Podcast. And they have their website at www.thesepeoplepodcast.com. And also, don't forget to catch the Casamirth podcast. They have a website at www.casamirth.com. And also, their Twitter handle is @Casamirth. You can find them on iTunes and Stitcher and other good podcast catchers. And also, don't forget, if you're in Blackpool and are looking for a great night out, head to Reflex in Blackpool, situated at the Vauxhall. It is the home of 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s music, and has a great family bar and restaurant upstairs. So for a great evening of fun and amazing food and nostalgic music, head to Reflex at the Vauxhall. And now it's back to the RAD podcast.
The words are go.
We are back. How was your break?
I was confused.
Oh, it's obviously it's going to be rough around the edges, First time we've ever been live, so forgive us. We'll get more polished as we go. That's our first ever live ad break.
Probably just us talking over the adverts.
Oh, funny enough, I actually learned how to mute the mic, so hopefully, we'll be able to hear it. So, was he actually listening to the live feed?
No, it's actually I was trying to ask you if you can hear me or not. It's like I'm talking over the adverts or not, sort of thing.
I could hear you, but the adverts were very loud, to be fair, so I'll have to turn them down next time, if I remember correctly. But yeah, all I did was mute the mic, so it's all cool. Yeah, a bit of behind the curtain stuff here going on, but hey-ho. Well, we'll go on to our first listener topic. We'll start off with listener topics and see how far we go. Now, obviously, there's a missing host tonight, Darren Truby. We don't know when he'll be back, because his Skype isn't up to date like everybody else's, so... Hopefully he'll be back, but we'll see. But he left us some topics anyway, because he's off on holiday, the jammy bastard, so he's not going to be on for a while anyway. So, but first he's left us a couple of topics. So the first one he's left us is, if you could eat only 3 foods for the rest of your life, what would they be? We'll start with Xander, because I know he likes food.
That's a fucking hard question.
It is, and I think it's a cracker.
Does it have to be 3 foods or 3 meals?
3 foods. I didn't say meals, it's got to be actual foods.
Well, it has to be steak or any form of beef. I'm happy with that. Tatties, because you can do so much things with tatties, and probably peas.
Fair enough. You can actually make a meal out of that, I suppose. So that's not a bad idea. And you can do, like I say, different meals. You could have mash one day. You could have chips another, scallops another day. You know.
See,
mushy peas you could have potentially. You know, it's easy. I can understand that. That's not a bad shout actually. What about you, Coxy?
See, I'd have to go with chicken.
See, chicken's one of the most versatile things around, isn't it, when it comes to food?
Well, you can have chicken breast, you can have chicken fillets, you can have chicken thigh, you can have chicken wings, you can have roast chicken.
Yeah.
So, yeah, chicken leg.
It's true. So there you got chicken.
Again, like Xander said, I'd have to go with tatties.
Tatties.
Simply because I have a love of hash browns.
Yes. But the thing is, though, you can't make hash browns without onions, so...
Oh, you can.
Oh, fair enough. I always thought you needed onion for that.
No, if you buy, like, the supermarket ones, where they come, like, shaped like the Mackey's ones, it's literally just potato.
Oh, fair enough.
I think it's like breadcrumb potato, but it's still just potato, so...
Yeah, I suppose if you can learn how to do it, then it fucking... Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Plus then you can, like, baked potato, chips, scallops...
Yeah.
Potato skins... Roast potatoes... I'm gonna set myself Sunday dinner, eh?
You can set up yourself a whole cafe, just call it the Spud Hole. You know, you just have different varieties of potato served. You can have a daily special as well. You know, today's special is chips. And then the next day you can have jacket potato.
With no filling.
With no filling, because we're only allowed 3 different foods.
Well, you could fill it with leftover roast chicken and whatever his third choice is.
Fair point. And what would be, on that though, what is your third choice?
This is the problem I'm struggling with, because it's like I fucking love cereal, so like I couldn't not have cereal, but then at the same time it's like Xander picked peas, so.
So Xander's fucked for breakfast, isn't he? He's just gonna have cow for breakfast,
so?
Cow for dinner, cow for tea. Yeah, fair point.
As Coxy pointed out, for some hash browns for breakfast.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, because you got tatties on there are hash browns available. Yeah, that's a fair point. I'll give you that.
You even make them flavoursome by adding some peas in your hash browns.
Oh. Fair enough. Oh, God. Coxy's really stuck for a third here, I think.
I am, because it's all that thing is like, whatever you have, you've got to eat it for breakfast as well.
Mm.
So,
Or you could skip breakfast.
No, I have to have breakfast. Can you skip breakfast?
You see, I always skip breakfast. I do prefer to have a breakfast, don't get me wrong. But if I did have to skip it, it doesn't fucking bother me whatsoever.
Yeah, 90% of the time I skip it.
Yeah, so I usually end up having maybe a slightly larger dinner than I should, which is not good for me, but you know, it's what I do sometimes.
In your head, it evens it out.
Yeah, in my head it evens it out. I've lost food at breakfast. I'm going to increase my food intake at dinner and even it out for the day.
What about Mars bar? Remember, a Mars a day helps you work, laugh, and play.
It also gives you diabetes. Fuck's sake. Who thought of that, seriously? Do you know what's more healthy than an apple a day? Some fucking chocolate and chemicals.
Mars bar.
But harks back to the day when you used to say smoking was healthy for you. Do you remember that? Well, don't remember that. It was obviously before our time, but have you seen the adverts that they used to show? It was fucking chilling.
No.
Back in the 50s, obviously cigarette brands were trying to get... Obviously, they were trying to sell their product, and they were advertising themselves as a fucking health product. I shit you not. Look it up.
You have to factor in as well the back in the day of like people that having like a bottle of Coke and a Mars bar on the break.
Yeah.
Or sometimes dinner. It's like just that sugar rush and diabetes in one go.
Absolutely. They rot the teeth out while they're at it. I mean, that food diets, I mean, you think about it now, they were horrific. No wonder we're living longer, because obviously we're understanding more about food and what's going in our bodies. But at the end of the day, I'll give it another 20 years. The only legally thing we're allowed to eat is potatoes. Potatoes and veg.
You mentioned the smoking advert. It reminded me of the old drink driving advert from the early 90s.
I don't. Oh God, you have to remind me, because there was a lot of infomercials in the early 90s.
Oh, I honestly, it had a song playing through it, and I forget it. I'm sure it's in.
In the summertime.
Yeah, that one. Exactly, the summertime one.
It was
I don't remember this.
My third choice, my third food choice, I'm going to go for would be corn.
Sweet corn.
Yeah.
Fucking yes.
Good shout. Yes. Good shout.
Cracking shout.
I see your peas and I raise you with corn.
Fuck's sake. Back for the infomercials though. I
remember it was like, from what I remember, it was like a lot of people. I always used to think it was Emmerdale.
Yeah, they were at a party.
They were out like they were at a party or outside a pub that looked like the Woolpack. And someone suddenly had like the big guy like a Hawaiian shirt and looking like a twat, drinking some pint, and he's like he gets in his convertible with his family, and like, that song I think Mungo Jerry's playing or whatever, and it drives off, and then it sort of slowly pans around like down the road or whatever, and the car is like just smashed up. And it's
copy. Right, paste.
He's putting the link into the Skype chat.
Oh, you bugger! I was looking for
that. But I don't remember this advert. I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, I remember different adverts. Like, for example,
and it's in the live chat for anyone who wants to go see it.
Yeah, it's there. So if you want to go in the live chat and watch this YouTube video, it is there. I remember different infomercials from the early 90s. For example, the one where there was a little girl that getting run over at 30 miles an hour and 40 miles an hour. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Oh, I do.
It was like she'd slide off at 30 miles an hour, I may live. At 40 miles an hour, I will die.
That's much more recent though.
I know that was early 90s. Absolutely 100% early 90s.
What is it?
Yeah.
Well,
very early 90s. I'd say it was probably about 1993, something like that at the latest.
Years, because they brought it back out. But it was that one where it's the girl was like, she's saying, hit me at 30 now, around an 80% chance I'll live or whatever.
That's
and
right.
It shows her coming back, and she's like, you hear her like bone, like a wrist, like snapping back into place and stuff, and she goes, so,
yeah, that's the reworking of it, but there was an original version of it as well, which was not as graphic as that, but it was definitely early 90s, and there was like that. You saw her like again, it was like in reverse. Again, yeah, it was definitely in the 90s. But also, the road safety was fucking paramount. Was the infomercials, if you remember. Remember them fucking hedgehogs?
Yeah.
How good was that advert, though, to be fair? You didn't mind an advert break when that was on halfway through?
No, because every time I hear the song, it always reminds me. I'm just sort of watching now, and I'm up to the actual crash. And it's surprising. Yeah. It's quite gory in the sense, because there's like blood on the door and stuff, and the car's completely smashed.
To be fair, it's not going to work, is it? If it's not gory, it's not going to give the right messages. It's, oh look, you might have a boo boo. But yeah, if they're missing a head, it kind of gets the message across a bit better.
Yeah, you need the shock value, unlike Diet Coke breaks.
Well, what you got all the that's it, the reverse perving. The reverse perving on the Diet Coke adverts. You remember them? They don't do them anymore. But you remember it used to be every single Diet Coke advert used to be a guy, pretty much, bollock naked apart from a pair of jeans. Yeah,
and a bunch of women licking their lips and staring at them.
Yeah, yeah.
The one that out for me was because my dad took the film for me off Channel 4 once, in about 94, 95, and it was there was the advert. It was like a guy working like an office building or something. He's wearing like a white, crystal clean white bloody vest top, jeans on, like 6-pack, and there's like the women there. Like one of them's got like apparently a nice cold can of Diet Coke on a desk, and it's like a song. I don't remember what song it was.
I just wanna make love to you. That's because that was on near enough every single Diet Coke advert. It nearly was on every single one, and he obviously. Can you imagine the situation on the other way round? You've got like a sexy woman doing all that shit, and there's a group of men going like leering out the window at her. It'd be fucking banned.
It's more the fact of you need to imagine it if it was properly. It'd be some fat overweight guy with half his arse out.
He's just covered in grease. Arse half out. He's got half a bitten sandwich in his one hand. He just turns around and all you hear is, I just wanna make love to you.
You hate to ask yourself though. These men that are supposed to be, vending machine repairmen or just cutting the grass, how do they get so ripped?
It's all that pushing that lawnmower all the time, isn't it? It works the abs. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, seriously though, if it was in reverse, it'd be banned. Positive.
Holy fucking shit.
Oh.
I just put on drink driving adverts to try and look for the one that you were saying for how early it was with a little lassie.
Yeah.
This one from DOE was just insane.
DOE?
Hold on. Essentially, yeah, DOE, it's called Shame. It was out in 2001 in the UK. A young teenage lad's out drinking with his mates, and a little boy and his sister are playing in their garden.
Oh, is it the one where the car flips over and lands on him?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen it. It's fucking horrific, isn't it?
That one is brutal as fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about it. It's what they need. All these infomercials that they used to have, they don't have them anymore because they get complained about. But back then, when it wasn't so PC, they went for the massive shock value. And the message hit home, obviously, because we still remember it. But you can ask them, can you remember an advert from last year? Nope. But can you remember the hedgehogs? Absolutely, I can. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's almost, you can imagine the hedgehog advert going the same way as Animals of Farthing Wood. That would have had a better impression, wouldn't it? Oh, dear me. But yeah, we'll move on.
No, you haven't said you're fucking 3, you scamming cunt.
First C-bomb on a live show belongs to Xander.
That's what you get for trying to sneak out.
I fucking forgot we weren't talking about infomercials, didn't we? My free foods. I I would probably have to go with beef, like Xander, because you can actually do all sorts of shit, but you can also mince it and turn it into burgers. So maybe burgers. Fuck it, burgers, and I'd have to have some sort of white bread as well. I'd need bread. I like bread. Bread is good. Bread is my friend.
You would choose bread over tatties.
No, that would be my third choice, tatties.
But surely you'd make a tatty bun.
Well, you could make a tatty bun, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's a cracking idea.
No, you choose bread. You're fucked.
I'm quite happy having burger and chips all day. That's fine. And I can make toast out of bread and have that for breakfast. I didn't think of that one, did you, motherfucker?
Yeah, you can have your dry toast.
Not if I put a burger on it, have some juice on it from the burger.
You could do stove toasted, but then you could make like a sort of like a tatty patty, and then essentially make like potato bread.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, could do that.
Yeah, instead you're gonna have fucking burger grease on toast.
I've got no fucking sauce either, I've just realised. I've got no condiments, I'm fucked. It's gonna be a dry burger.
You factor in one way it's like the other topic we asked on the previous shows, where you can only have like one sauce, the one dipping sauce.
Yes.
You'd have to go with what was it you chose?
Beastinaise.
No, it wasn't Beastinaise you picked, it was something else, wasn't it?
I can't remember, I'm sure it was Beastinaise.
No, it was, because you and I picked sour cream.
I'm sure I said to you, it's like it's Beastinaise, and you went, it's not actually. And you said something else.
That's right, so you did.
I can't fucking remember what it was.
That's what you get for wanting it.
This is true.
You ain't fucking getting it now.
This is true. I can't fucking remember what it was. Shit. Oh well. I'm gonna wrap my brains now and try and figure this shit out.
That where Paul told us what sauce he wanted. Let us know in the comments whilst we're online live now.
Yes, do it. Let us know, because I can't remember, because my brain is failing me as per usual. But yeah, I'm gonna end up having dry burgers. Xander's gonna have steak and tatties for breakfast, and I can't remember what Coxy fucking said now.
Chicken.
Corn.
Fair enough. Right, we'll move on. Now, if you're obviously on my Facebook friends list, I'm assuming quite a few of our listeners will be on my friends list. You'll know that I've been screenshotting a lot of profiles recently. And what it is a lot of fake profiles that keep appearing. Now, I want to know what your guys' feelings are on fake Facebook profiles.
What is the point, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously... Sorry, go on, mate.
No, on you go, mate.
Oh,
Fire on.
So obviously, they're obviously either full of viruses, or they're trying to sell you some sort of like, camming wet horse sort of like shit. And I'd love to know how they get through what all the other standards that they have. I can't remember. Obviously, is it like a filtering sort of mechanism?
Yeah, they've got a spam bot filter.
Well, this is it. I mean, how the fuck does it get through that? Because I'm not being funny. Every single profile that I've screenshotted and posted onto my wall to say, "Oh look, here's another one." All they have one photo and one post, and the one post is exactly the same font, the same. They even use HTML. I think it's either HTML or they use there's an overuse of emojis. One or the other. And it's always exactly the same. Now, obviously, if there's obviously got an effective spam bot, surely that would have been picked up by now. At least you would have thought so, anyway.
I think it's the emojis and that are throwing it.
Possibly.
Honestly, I think that's what's throwing, whatever they're using But the thing is, all you need is an email address and you can create an account.
Yeah, this is true. But it takes 2 minutes to set an account up as well, especially if you only put in one photo on. And it doesn't take 2 seconds to set up a fucking Hotmail or a Gmail or whatever choice of email you want to choose.
There'll be someone farming accounts somewhere, so they'll constantly have email accounts being constantly set up, like temporary email accounts.
Yeah.
Whatever these accounts are probably just like they've probably got some sort of program set up on the computer where, like mining for Bitcoin, they're literally mining Facebook profiles. They're sort of constantly setting up Facebook profiles with algorithms set to just constantly add people and post shite.
Yeah, which is what keeps happening on mine. I mean, I think I've had 2 today.
Thing is, it's probably not even someone sitting in front of it doing it. It's probably just a bot doing it.
Well, absolutely.
It's been programmed by someone, you know. But I mean, you hate to also ask yourself, the people that fall for it, how stupid are they?
Well, this is it. I mean, I'm tempted one day to take my laptop and just basically reinstall everything on it, have one internet browser, and make it go out in one blaze of glory, and just click one of these links one day and see what the fuck happens. You know, I just want to see. You know, I wouldn't be shocked. You obviously get some fucking really hot woman in the picture. You click on the link and it's some bleeding 53-year-old hag with her legs open, spitting ping pong balls out of it. I would not be shocked.
No, it's probably some fucking great big hairy sweaty dude who's spitting ping pong balls out of his ass. That's probably what it is.
What link is it?
It's I get it a lot on Skype as well, though.
What guys spitting ping pong balls out their ass?
Yeah, the last guy you funnily Paul.
You what, mate?
The last guy looked like you, strangely.
It probably was me. I've got to get my kinks somehow. Come on.
No, I get a lot of, well, not a lot, but I used to get quite a few like fake profiles popping on Skype. And it'd always be the same thing. It'd pop up and it'd say something like, it'd be a message like, it'd say something like, "Hi babe, wink." And it used to be like, sometimes it'd be a bot, but sometimes it'd be an actual person.
Very rarely.
Very rarely, but what I started figuring out when it was an actual person.
That's when you can fuck with them, though, isn't it?
I doing got one really mad.
You got one really mad?
Well, she was there chatting. I was like, I was chatting to her. I was like, right, let's have some fun with this. I was like, you a real person? They actually responded, yes. So I was like, right, so I know you're real now. And they were like chatting to me. And
what was this on again?
This was on Skype. Well, I was asking that an actual person could answer and like a bot couldn't answer.
Yeah.
So then it got onto the topic of like, it came up something like, she said, "Oh, are you single?" I was like, "Yeah." And then it was, do you want to see me on camera or something? And I was just for a laugh, I was put something random. I put something like, I'm gonna type in something like cheese or something, and then ultimately got sent this link. It's like, well, you can watch me here by going to this link, and you'll need to enter your credit card info just for age verification purposes. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
Nope.
And she's like, why? It's free. You don't get charged anything. It's just so you can verify who you are. I was like, yeah, I'm really going to type my credit card details in for some random girl I've met on Skype or whatever. And she's like, oh, it's just all part of the verification process. Like, and then started calling, it's just part of the process, babe. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And I just went, no, you can fuck off.
Well, I had one. Do you know what? I've had one today, and it was on fucking PlayStation Network. I am not cheating you. I had one on PlayStation Network. I had a random person add me. It says, "Hi, who is?" They went, "Hi." I went, "Hi, who is this?" And there was a message me saying, "Oh, I've just joined you, added you into a group, yada yada yada. I'm just bored and want to talk to people." This, that, and the other. I thought, okay, fair enough. I'll give them benefit of the doubt. So I went onto their profile. No friends, level 1 trophies, and that was it. So I thought, you're a bot. Fuck off. So
you had someone add you because it came up on my feed on PS4. And it's just like, who the fuck is that? You don't speak to anyone.
This is it. Oh, that's what I mean. That's who it was. Someone added me. What's that, mate?
I had the same last week. Some random person started messaging me. They're like, "Hi, how are you?" I was like,
"That was it. That was exactly the line they said first. Hi, how are you?"
Well, I've had people on Steam do that to me. They've just added me and says, "Look, I really want to be your friend." Blah blah blah, and I just write, "Fuck off."
So if I wanted to speak to you, I would have gone to you. Now, fuck off.
I said to them, "How did you find me?" And he said, "Oh, I was going through the. I typed in something, and your name came up, so I thought I'd chat to you."
Because I was bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly how I got. That's exactly what I had. And he asked me how old I was.
I said, oh, I was like, I said, oh, I thought you were like some sort of random bot, and then he just replied back, "Your mom's a bot," and didn't reply to me after that.
They basically asked me, how old are you? I'm assuming the Nigerian. How old are you? I just went 31. Fuck off. And there's like, no thanks, and I've just got rid of the conversation. Not responded since, so I'm assuming it's someone fishing.
Was it the guy on Xbox chatting to you? He's like, "Do not talk about my mother."
Speaking of people online, have you seen the guy that was trolling people on? I think it was one of the Modern Warfare games, and he was pretending to be a Nigerian warlord.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. Might have been that guy came on and did the same to you. Possibly.
I mean, what was amazing about the video that I saw on YouTube was the guy actually managed to get the guy's details. As he read his full address to him and everything, It was like he was proper shitting it. It was brilliant.
But he starting the little voodoo chants, whatever.
Yes. Absolutely lost it.
Give me a second, I'll put it in the group chat so everyone
do it. But while we're talking about stuff on YouTube and stuff like that, obviously we've covered, sort of covered fake Facebook profiles. Yeah, just don't accept them, tell them to fuck off and report them. Have you actually, while we're at it, if you're listening live tonight, tell us in the chat. Have you had any run-ins with like bot sort of profiles on Facebook or any other sort form of social media? Let us know what your experience was in the chat if you want to, and like I say, we'll come back to it if anyone talks to us on the chat, and yeah, we'll discuss it further. But yeah, we'll move on. Obviously, while Cox is looking for a certain YouTube channel that not a channel, a video, which he has just found. It's in the chat area, so yeah, have a look and yeah, enjoy. YouTube hidden gems. What do you think? What YouTube channels do you regularly watch that haven't got, say, the high subscription figures that you think that they deserve? Is there any like channels that you watch like think that you think personally not that many people know about?
Devonshire Idiot.
Absolutely one of them. Absolutely. Devonshire Idiot is fucking amazing.
What is it?
I'll let Coxy explain. He knows. He's been watching it longer than I have.
It's essentially a guy and his girlfriend who live in Devonshire.
Hence the Devonshire Idiot.
Yeah. And they basically eat and drink and try really disgusting shit, or they make stuff like just a few of the videos they've done. They've done what's called the paprika challenge. There's a guy, there's Sai, who's a Devonshire Idiot, and there's Kaylee, who's his girlfriend. Kaylee is more known for drinking the more disgusting shit. Like she's squirty cream beer and hot sauce gauntlet challenge.
Fuck. I mean, I've seen her chug. Is it 5 bottles of Coleman's mayonnaise? Not mayonnaise. English mustard. Was it 5 or 6?
Oh, fuck that.
One or the other.
Yeah.
She's eaten raw ginger before, like a full thing of raw ginger.
Fuck. Didn't she rub something on her fanny once as well?
Yeah, that was like deep heat or something.
Yeah. She's a fucking mentalist.
And then, like, it was part of the challenge. It was like you had to smother your bollocks in deep heat or whatever, and then she did it, and she stood there. It's like, my mouth is burning, my fanny is on fire. I'm going to go sit in the bath.
Fuck's sake.
But yeah, they've done loads of different things. Like a brother Nick does done like the cream egg challenge. She's done a Walls Viennetta challenge.
See, it's shit like that. I reckon I could do a Walls Viennetta challenge. I mean, fuck's sake. What was the Walls Viennetta challenge? Was it just like I'm eating a massive ice cream?
If that is the case, that's a piece of piss.
I'd fuck that off easily. No problem. I mean,
sure.
I love my ice cream in dessert, so hence the size.
It seemed, from looking at the video, I've got it on mute, so obviously it doesn't pop up on the pod now. It's she's eating.
Darren, turning on your PSP. Anyway, go on.
What? She's got the challenge set of eating Viennetta, but it seems like she's against the clock.
Oh,
so, not a case of can you finish one, it's a case of how fast can you do it.
How fast can you do it without getting a fucking brain freeze, you mean?
So
I reckon I could do that. I mean, I'm not one for getting brain freezes, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, same. I can destroy that really quickly.
Yeah, ditto. I mean, I remember a mate of mine. He decided to do like a little challenge, and it was a slushy challenge. I remember it was at high school, and he decided it would be a good idea to try and down a slushy in one. Now, bear in mind, obviously, he decided to do it through the straw. So he was sat there for about 10 minutes just constantly sucking on this straw without stopping, basically. The migraine that he had for the rest of the day was biblical. It was fucking amazing. He was just there, I could just see me. He was just like, in the next class, he was just basically slumped on the table. It was like, it was so funny. He got a $5 for it. Remember what I did for a $5 once? It was in McDonald's, and funny enough, it was ice cream again. I'd do anything for a $5.
It's just like, I know what I did for a $5. I was in McDonald's.
Yeah, I was in McDonald's. You know.
Couldn't get any seedier, like.
For some reason,
Mate, I live in Blackpool. We can't get much more seedier than that.
For some reason, I thought that was just Xander on like a time delay. Like he just laughed really funny. It just like, seemed really out of sync. But I just thought, fuck it, I'll laugh at it anyway.
But yeah, I remember it was like a bet. I don't know what the fuck we was thinking. And there was a challenge where I had to eat a whole McFlurry. It was a plain McFlurry, but they decided to do what we called the condiment cocktail. It was like all the condiments, like tomato sauce, curry sauce, barbecue sauce, the lot mixed together and poured over this McFlurry. Yeah, and I had to eat the lot. And I did. And it was fucking grim. But I got a $5. Not necessarily worth it, but I got a $5. So yeah, I'm known to do stupid fucking shit, like the fucking Hell Unleashed, idiot.
It's the one of the ones that stands out. I think it's one of the first Devonshire Idiot videos I watched. So was Kaylee did it was around St. Paddy's Day, and it was like, oh, we're going to do like an Irish special, and she's like, we've got some, I think they had like some Jamesons or something, then they had like some some Irish like thingy drink, like soft drink. Topped up was basically like a massive Guinness.
Oh yeah.
But it's like it's not like it's like one of your 2-pint steins you get from the beer keller.
Oh yeah.
She's got this filled and she's just there like trying to neck it.
Guinness.
It's like it was topped up with whatever she was drinking. It was topped up with Guinness, but it was either a massive Guinness, like a 2-pint thingy pitcher of Guinness, or whatever.
Fuck. That was made us so bloated.
I think it had possibly a can of Guinness in it, along with some other Irish products, and then she's there just trying to neck it.
Fuck that.
Sounds Seriously.
seriously, fuck that, where I'm right up the arsehole. Not a sniff.
Another one would be... I'm going to get a shit if I don't say it, so I've got to say Mooch TV.
Oh, you got to say Mooch. We love Mooch TV. We love Mooch. We love you, Dave. Plug us. We love you, Dave. We love you. Plug us. You better be listening live.
I think he's working tonight, so...
Put headphones in. Mooch TV, it's not... I'll be honest with you, I don't watch as many of the videos as I should, but I do catch them when I can. And from what I've seen, it's very, very, very entertaining. Considering they're like on a similar budget to us, I'm assuming. But obviously, they've got the better equipment. But, yeah, the budget is similar to us, basically, which is sweet fuck all. You know, so... But yeah, I enjoy I agree with you there, Coxy. It's a good little channel. Needs more subscribers, so there you go. Call to action. Subscribe, Mooch TV. Get it done.
One you showed me is Hell on Earth.
Yeah, I was going to mention this. I've actually at points actually gone and binge watched this channel. It is that good. I mean, I remember probably the best one I've seen so far was, like I say, when they visited the Tots TV house. Now, you not watched that one? Well, basically, I don't think Xander knows what we're talking about, but what it is, Hell Unleashed. It's not Hell Unleashed, Hell on Earth. I'm thinking fucking hot sauce again. Hell on Earth. They're urban explorers, and they go visiting old abandoned places. Now, places I've visited, for example, are old coal mines, schools, theme parks, you name it. If it's abandoned, they'll go and visit it. Now, one of my favourite videos is obviously, like I say, was the Tots TV house. They actually visited the old Tots TV house, and you'd think it was just an actual set. It's not. It's a full-blown fucking house. On like a more smaller scale, but it's an actual house. I'd like, actual like light switches going all the way through it and things like that. Someone could actually have lived there if they really wanted to. But yeah, you need to find that one and get it watched. And they're only like 10-minute long each video as well, so it's worth. You can actually pick up and watch as much as you like or as little as you like, and you wouldn't actually missing out on too much, so it's good. But this apparently the next bunch of videos, which are coming in July. What I've seen, they did a little trailer that got released today, or was it yesterday? I can't remember. But apparently they're in Belgium, and it's going to be like some of the places. Obviously, some of the preview pictures that you've seen on this trailer look fucking amazing. They're like new, they're like still like mint condition. Some of these places that they're looking at.
There's that they're going to next week. I think it's the towers down south.
Yes.
On the water. I can't remember what they're called. I think it's somewhere near Kent.
Yes. They're
going to those, I think that's the video out this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, so that'll be cool to see. Have you got any more that you think that more people should be more aware of?
Let's have a look. There's a band like sort of urbexing ones that I watch. Like I've got one called The Proper People. They're two guys based in America.
Yeah.
Around like exploring like abandoned hospitals and schools, power plants.
Oh, so it's like an American version of Hell on Earth, basically.
Essentially, I don't know. They might have been around longer though, because these guys got like 400,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you'll have to link me to this then, because I introduced you to Hell on Earth, which is like a British version of what you've just said there. So yeah, you'll have to send me the link to that privately.
These guys go around, like they seem to just go around the US, just finding places like abandoned boxing ring. Well, not abandoned. It's just like sort of abandoned.
I can imagine that being really interesting, because obviously America's more varied than what the UK is. So I could imagine some of the fucking finds that they have around there would be amazing.
Yeah, but the UK is older though.
There is that. there is that. But some of the stuff that these guys are exploring is probably some of them no more than 300 years old. So,
yeah.
So, like I say, it's sort of relevant in the US. Now, I hear someone was yawning, so
No, it was just me.
Oh yeah, so we're getting towards the end anyway, mate. So don't worry. I know it's getting late. It's getting late. He's past his bedtime.
For an example, with proper people, they've got the abandoned theme park with Six Flags New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
Abandoned bowling alley, the abandoned movie theatre.
Oh.
An abandoned mega church.
Yeah, guess what I'm watching in binge watching soon.
These are all sort of between about 5 minutes and like sometimes half an hour because they're sometimes massive places. Another one that if I can find it is another urbexing one because I'm into my urbexing and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a channel called Explore with Us. I can't speak today. It's another urbexing one, but they live in like Nevada, sort of. And they travel out into the desert. It shows you how bloody big and vast the bloody Nevada desert is. Because so many different like abandoned buildings and stuff they found and stuff like that, and like houses, mines, bloody vehicles, ghost towns. It's only they've been going for like a year. There's loads of videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give all these a look at because I do like my urban exploring as well myself. It's not something I've got the nuts to actually go and actually do myself. But
why?
I don't know. Do you know what? Funny enough, actually, I tell a lie. There was one time that I actually did, and you remember the old Blackburn house, Coxy?
Refresh my memory.
It's in the middle. It was on the middle of the sand dunes. It's now apartments.
Oh yes, I know the one.
The old children's home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been round that.
Was that before the or after?
No, before they did anything to it. It was when the cellar was still flooded.
Yeah, so that when after the roof came off in the winds, or?
Oh, after the roof came off. We went up there and I remember walking under a big fucking metal tank and it slipped. Fucking pile of dust right in front of us and we shit ourselves. So we quickly left.
Well, he was saw the building after it had been abandoned or whatever, and like this was after the storms and stuff as well. Like people either seeing lights on or sort of seeing faces in old windows and stuff like that. So.
But there was people in there, homeless people that was living in there. So, I wouldn't be shocked if it was something to do with that, if I'm brutally honest. I mean, when we were in there, we saw people's clothes hung up on washing lines and things like that. So there were like homeless people living in it we were there.
Oh, it'll be that thing if there were homeless living there at the time, they would have gone out in the day and they'll go back at night and sleep there and wash up and stuff.
Squatting.
Yeah. Pretty much. Essentially, yeah.
There was a group of people in my year in high school who were talking about it, and one of them said they climbed a metal spiral staircase and jumped off it. And as they jumped down or something, I think they landed badly on the floor. Whatever. Someone looked up and saw someone there.
Yeah, probably a homeless person.
I don't remember.
Oh, right. So. I don't even remember. When I went there, I didn't see a metal spiral staircase, so they might be talking shit.
When I was training to be a civil engineer, I've been in a lot of old, buildings, old orphanages, old hospitals, you name it. And you spend all day or sometimes a few days surveying the entire building. Yeah, alone. Not a team, alone. So I've been in a lot of that kind of shit.
You got to think as well, I mean, this is getting to a bit more current affairs now. I mean, what about the people that have got to survey now Grenfell Tower? It's going to take apparently what they've said, it could take to the end of the year to completely survey the place.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So people could be, officially pronounced missing, but obviously they could be up there dead for 6 months plus. So it's not good.
Building, they've got to check what's structurally sound and what isn't, haven't they?
There is that as well.
Before they go in and end up with bloody more casualties.
Well, the thing is, with any steel frame building, with the way the fire raged, it could have superheated the steel joints, and they're only riveted or welded together, probably riveted for a building of that size. If that's superheated, that expands, pops the rivets, there you go, unsafe building straight away.
Yeah, I say, well, I don't give it a couple of months before they have to knock the fucker down, personally, but
yeah, they're not rebuilding it.
No, obviously, it'd be a bit insensitive, if I'm brutally honest.
I think it's going to be turned into a park or something. Memorial park.
It'd have to be. There's too many died. If it was one or two that had died, then maybe they would have said, let's rebuild it. But there's way too many people down. I think it's going to rise even more when people get discovered.
What did I say last week? It was at 70, and I'm sure the wife said it's 79 now.
Yeah. So I think it'll be raised even more when they discover people. Because I think, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I think there's still people missing, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's going to rise, and I think it's going to rise, quite a bit still.
Well, crazy factual thing then. The human body actually burns hotter because of the fat that we have than a lot of people think. So when you've read that someone's burned to death because they've put a fag on their sofa or something.
Yeah.
And they've burned to death because of it, and you think, well, it's just burnt the sofa, but no, it's just burnt them. It's because the human body can, essentially get hot enough to melt steel.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so somebody's caught fire and they've burned to death in this flat. There's going to be fuck all left of them anyway.
Sure, but they've said that obviously it was, not obviously, but they've said that was it the fridge that set it off? Yeah.
So... The fridge set it off, and they're saying that the cladding, which we all knew about, pretty much on day one, the cladding caught fire and was against regulations. And as I said last week, there was something else, because there's no way it would spread to the core. The insulation in the walls was highly flammable.
Yeah.
That's fucking building regs 101.
This is it. I mean, I've heard it's all to do with cost saving, but it's all hearsay, and we've got nothing confirmed. So I don't want to speculate too much.
Thing is, cost saving it on a multi-million-pound renovation.
Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. I mean, I'm not being funny. Can you put a price on health and safety? You can't. People, the cost cutting too much is people die, and this is what's happened.
Yeah, and now the government's looking to sue them. All reparations for the families.
It's not only that as well. Obviously, they could potentially down for manslaughter charges and all sorts.
Yeah, I heard that on the news.
Yeah, just for the record, on the chat, Coxy has put on the link for Hell on Earth's YouTube channel, and and the Devonshire Idiot YouTube channel. So go and check those out. While we're at, back onto more sort of merry sort of grounds, we'll go on to Xander's hidden gem YouTube channels.
I had one.
Oh, you got one. Sorry, Xander. Coxy's got one last one.
I don't.
One more. It's another urbexing one, but you'll like it, Paul, because it's sort of similar vein to the Hell on Earth guys. Their sort of sense of humour.
Yeah.
And it's Adam the Woo.
The what?
It's called Adam the Woo.
Oh, right.
And he does abandoned places, but he's also like a Disney fanatic. Like he used to Disney, both Disney attractions. He used to live at home and then decided to start living out of his van. So he'd drive around the US, constantly just like living on couches and stuff, just making videos.
Yeah.
And he goes to he did abandoned places. He got in trouble with the law, so he can't do any at the moment. But he did filming locations for Back to the Future and Halloween and stuff, Evil Dead. He's done numerous Disney videos where he's spent the day in the park and he's like, oh, here's me trying this, here's this new Halloween food, whatever, and it's really interesting sometimes to watch. It's sometimes like a similar sense of humour to the Hell on Earth guys.
Well, I'll have to give that a whirl then. Yeah, cheers for that. Right, you say if you put the link in the chat, then obviously everyone can. Yeah, you got Adam the Woo. There you go. He's there. Also, in the chat as well is the link for Mooch TV. So yeah, give them a subscribe. They're our good friends. So yeah, good little channel. Give them a subscribe. Xander, what about your your YouTube hidden gems?
I watch a ton of YouTube, to be fair.
Aye.
So I don't know. It's really hard. Put it like that. Probably the hidden gem of my collection of subscribes is actually the IMSA official channel.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Obviously, yesterday I was stuck for something to do.
Yeah.
At work because I was obviously it was on my paid sleep and I wasn't tired, so I was looking for something to do. And he told me about the IMSA channel, and I gave it a quick whirl, and it was fucking great.
Yeah, there's only 46,000 subscribers, so it's really small compared to a lot of YouTube channels.
Yeah,
especially the ones on my list. But it's great because you can watch every IMSA race in HD with proper coverage, unlike what we got at Le Mans.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
but yeah, other than that, I watch a lot of like Linus Tech Tips and stuff like that. So really, techie sort of channels, or channels about games, obviously, movies.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple of, like I say, little channels. I know one that you'll enjoy, Xander. It's like an esports sort of channel, but not. It's like I've mentioned him on the podcast before. I don't know if you remember the name, Xander, but he's called Arava.
No,
he's a YouTuber called Arava. Now he does F1 videos, video game videos. His subscriptions are fairly high compared to what you've just said, but I just putting it out there for people who are motorsport fans like me, like Xander, that it's like watching F1 without the politics. And what he's done, he's made his own mod for F1 2016, and it's called My Driver. And he's put all sorts of different new liveries, new teams, and things like that. And like, for example, at the minute, he drives as himself, and he puts different drivers in different cars, like Sirotkin's on the grid, and things like that. And Van Dorn's in a different car, and things like that. He's put himself, at the minute, he's in a Jaguar, which was apparently, he's even got storylines and things like that for it, which he's made up, which is fucking brilliant. You need to look it up, which I will send you the link for, Xander. But apparently he's driving for a Jaguar team which has got a bad Land Rover engine in it. It's fucking brilliant. It's got like Audi on the grid, Alfa Romeo, teams like that. So it is really good if you're into that sort of thing. Another one, like I say, video game wise. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the following on this one, so it might be a bigger channel than I'm giving it credit for. But it's a guy in the UK called Rabid Luigi. I don't know if you've heard of him, Xander. He's a gaming sort of one. I find him quite entertaining. He's more in towards like his Nintendo sort of stuff, but yeah, he's quite entertaining. He does a lot of top 10s and things like that in video gaming. Gives his opinions on things. It's quite good. I found it quite enjoyable anyway, so... But yeah, that's probably my ones. Other than obviously, I was going to say Hell on Earth, but
the smallest two channels that I've got is yours,
yeah,
and my own.
Fair enough. Because I have my own little YouTube channel, don't I? So with my own videos on it. My highest video count at the minute is I think my highest video is at 10,000 views. So, and that's just it's some guy doing a rugby tackle and getting it completely wrong, which I was asked to upload by our good friend who does the intro, Sam Fenn.
Oh, I saw it is.
Yeah. So, that was her. That the lady that you hear at the beginning of the podcast is my good friend that I've known for well over a decade, Samantha Then, and that's her brother in that video. and she asked me a long time ago to upload it, and it's coming on 10 years since I uploaded it. So,
it is 10 years according to YouTube.
Yeah, it's back when YouTube was really, really new, and I actually made an account just to put that video up for her because she wanted it up on YouTube, so that's what I did. Hey ho. But yeah, it's still up there. So Sam Fenn, if you're listening, if you ever listen, yeah, the video's still up there. Why don't you go embarrass your brother with it?
Fourth YouTube account.
You are, mate?
I think I'm on my fourth YouTube account.
Oh, I'm the same. I'm on the same one since day one, mate.
I technically have two, because the way YouTube acted when it changed over when you had to sign in with your Google account or some shite.
Yeah.
So I technically have two. I have one that's under Claire's name, because that's the way it fucked up. And it is literally 4 years old for a lot of it. And, you know, some of it is when the kids were being absolutely hilarious, you know? Or the very first one is a Forza video, funnily enough.
Oh, alright. Better than my ones then. Because I've got Forza videos on that. I've got to use that really god-awful capture card.
Wow.
I was on I had a YouTube account I started back in like college or whatever, and I was uploading like music videos.
Uploading what, mate?
Uploading music videos.
Oh yes.
I was acquiring via means.
Oh yes.
So, and of course I was YouTube at the time was okay with it until all the big companies started going, "What's this YouTube? Oh, we can put hold on, our videos on there. That's copyright." Then they all started getting pissy, saying, "We want our videos off because we haven't put them on ourselves to make money, and we need to talk to YouTube to make money." And so they started taking them down. And one day I had like 3 videos go down in like one space in like an hour.
Ouch.
It was fine because it was like I was fuck it, I'll set up a new account. So I uploaded the same videos. Lasted a bit longer, and the same thing happened. Account got closed down, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to set up another one. And I did it again, and then this time 3 guys in college were being knobheads and decided to go on and report 3 of the videos in one go. So I got kicked off, and I was like, "Well, I've no channel for a bit now until I can set up another one."
Oh, lovely.
I think my email just got blacklisted for like a month, and then they finally let me back on.
Fair enough. Do you know what? Funny enough, I've not really had any issues with copyright ever. I mean, we've had podcasts that we've uploaded onto YouTube and had issues with, well, on your end anyway. But on mine, it's been absolutely fine. I mean, I didn't get flagged or anything. There was one time when I had I videoed the illuminations on the way to work once, coming from my ex-girlfriend's house when we were sat in the car, because I just thought, fuck it, I've got the camcorder on me. I'll film it and just stick it on YouTube. And it got quite a few. It's actually got quite a few hits. It's probably my second largest hits, if I'm brutally honest. Because I recorded it like a week, or maybe even a couple. It might have even been a month before the light switch on came on. And yeah, I'll just like I say, I put it on, and I got a copyright flag. And do you know what it was for? It was for a song that was on the radio.
Yep.
It was a song that was on the radio. I think it was a Kylie song. I had to credit Kylie in the video.
Well,
and that's all. I got away with it. After that.
Well,
nowadays it seems more laxed on actual. Because beforehand, if it was like it used to be, if you had if you even have just like a few minutes of a song, a few seconds of a song on, just instantly gets ripped down.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays it's like you just put flags up saying, well, you can keep it on, you don't have to do anything, and we'll leave your video as it is, or you can remove the content with the offending content, and then we'll remove the strike on your video.
This is it.
Well, I've got a video on Claire's account of Dean listening to "Call Me Maybe" by Carly Rae Jepsen, and it hasn't been flagged, and it's fucking loud in the video.
Do you know what? I tell a lie. One of the videos that I recorded for Forza actually got to get taken down because it had one of the musics in the background of the game as you were playing actually got flagged.
Did you?
Yeah. So, but hey ho, shit happens. But yeah, YouTube, ace. But I was talking about YouTube channels. I've got 3 at this moment in time. I have my original one, which I use for everything. Uploading, use it for watching videos, things like that. Got fuck knows how many subscriptions I've got. Jesus Christ. But I've also got one for RAD, which uploads all our podcasts to it, and was supposed to be videos, Alan Morrison, but we've not had any. But also, I've still got access to the old WrestleBox YouTube channel. So, if you ever need that, I can use that, but I don't think I will do. Probably end up shutting it down eventually. But the only reason I keep it around is it's got the old podcasts on it. So I may actually use them and put them as a special bonus show on the RAD podcast, maybe. I don't know. It goes back about a year and a bit, back when I was still using the Antique and still new in podcasting, so it might be interesting to actually hear the difference between then and now. So it could be an interesting listen, perhaps. Back in the day when I used to watch wrestling fucking 18 hours a week. Too fucking much. But yeah, well, do you know what? I just realised the time. I think it's going to be time to start wrapping up. So we'll end. Sorry, mate.
You're going to list some quick YouTube channels that you watch.
Oh yeah, I've already have.
Yeah.
I already did.
Oh,
Rabbit. Yeah, it was Rabbit Luigi and Arava.
Yeah, I'll let you watch.
But yeah,
that shows how late it's getting.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll finish off. I know we've got listed topics. I know Bunkles, you've given us 2, mate. We'll save them for next time. Darren's left us a few more, but we'll just use one more because we've managed to get through a whole hour on like 3 topics. So wonderful.
I think Bunkle sent in one last week, so sure. I think it was one that he's.
Do you know what? We'll answer that one. We'll answer that one last because I have actually written it down here as well. Because he did. That's what I mean. As he had 2, is he's got one from last week and the one this week. So, Bunkle wants to know. And this is how we're going to end the show. Is at what age does it become unacceptable to be living at home with your parents? Who wants to answer that? Shall I start?
Go for it, mate.
I think it is acceptable to live with your parents when you're trying to save up to get a place of your own. Now, what I mean by that is either saving up to be able to buy a house via a mortgage, or saving if you're on your arse. Say, for example, you're in a relationship with somebody and you split up and you've got nowhere else to go, and your safety net is your parents' house. You stay there until you've got enough money to either get yourself a new flat, i.e. like getting the bond and the first month's rent together and things like that. That's absolutely acceptable. What isn't acceptable, in my opinion, is when you're still reliant on your parents. Now, living under the same roof of your parents is a different matter altogether than being reliant on your parents. Does that make sense?
Perfectly.
It's in that respect, I don't think it's any age should be unacceptable to live with your parents. It depends on your situation. If you're trying to raise a family in that situation, different matter altogether. If your parent is living with you, different ball game altogether. Because that makes you that's different. But if you're living under
Paul's
their roof,
mum, I miss you.
Yeah. My mum lives in her own little flat now in St Anne's. She thinks she's posh. She'll probably listen to this at some point as well. Hi, Mum. So
and she misses me.
And she misses Xander. Fuck's sake. Stop flirting with my mother. You made me lose my complete track of thought now, you dickhead. But yeah.
And unless you're independent, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, if you're independent.
If you are dependent on your parents at, say, I don't know, 20, then it's unacceptable.
I don't know about 20 because that's.
I would still say 20 is a little bit old, mate.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't say it's completely deplorable at that age. Maybe if you're heading towards your 30s, absolutely. If you're
no.
Yeah, if you're heading towards your 30s, if you're like, if Coxy was completely reliant on his age, your age, mate, I'd say that would be, a bit iffy. But obviously, if you're able to stand on your 2 feet, like Coxy is, like most people are at Coxy's age, if you're able to stand on your own feet, but you're still living in your parents' house, but you don't rely on them to be able to get by, fair play to you. Absolute fair play.
The thing is, as I always sort of say to people, it's like, yeah, I still live at home, as do most people at my age.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I can't afford to go out and rent a flat, or whatever, and stuff like that, because currently I'm not earning enough money to be able to rent a flat.
This is it.
See, especially living in somewhere like Blackpool, where the full-time jobs are very few and full-time permanent jobs, in fact, are very few and far between, and are actually well paid enough to be able to support yourself, let alone sometimes someone else, a pet, whatever.
This is it.
At the same time, I have always said, sort of, to me, renting is dead money.
Renting is dead money, unless you're in a situation like I am. Because I'm in a housing association house. Now, my rent, at some point, I don't know how many years it is down the line. Now, I'm not ashamed to say this. I am in a housing association, but I am in one of the new builds of this housing association. And we've got into this new build as a sort of seen it as a botched help to buy scheme. Because what we are doing, because I've got yesterday, funny enough, because I was looking through this on my tenancy agreement, was apparently because I've been in my current property now for 2 years, and I've become an assured resident sort of thing, which means I've got basically, short of blowing up the house, I can't be evicted. Basically, it's going to be dead unless I'm obviously not paying the rent for months at a time. I can't be evicted. Basically, but what it means also as well is because I was looking at it. I don't know how long it is, but I am entitled to buy my house and use the rent that I've paid as like a down payment.
That's pretty cool.
It is fucking amazing because it means if I can buy my 3-bed house for like 60 grand at some point with a mortgage. So if I wanted a decent percentage mortgage, it's not going to cost me as much as it would do to buy a normal house. So it gets me on the property market, gets me on the ladder eventually. So it depends on the situation when it comes to renting, because
how much is your rent down there?
My rent for a 3-bed house at the minute, and I'm bearing in mind this is housing association, is
so it's a little bit cheaper, yeah.
Yeah, it's £505 for a 3-bed house.
Well, I am, as pretty much everyone's aware, in a farm cottage, and it's private rent.
Yeah.
And it's 3 bedrooms, but I've got its own dining room, huge living room, that kind of stuff. And we're £700 a month.
But
that's quite cheap for up here.
Yeah, I was going to say you're probably in quite a fairly affluent area, aren't you? I'm assuming.
Well, in Montrose, you're looking at around 1,000 to 1,100 for the same size.
Fuck me sideways. That's. I mean, I know £500 for a 3-bedroom house in Blackpool is fairly cheap, but rent is quite low in Blackpool, isn't it, Coxy?
Well,
the lowest I've seen is probably about 300. But that's not for a great area, quite a run-down place.
Yeah, it's a shithole basically. But in Blackpool, you could get a bed sit for like £50 a week.
Oh yeah,
easy.
Well, Airdrie, just out of Glasgow, is around 500.
Around my area, there was a house a few years ago down the street. It was up for rent, and that was $560 a month.
That's not bad.
So basically, what we're telling everyone is, look, the living wage is fucking awful. So sometimes living with your parents, if you're dependent, is not a bad thing, and it shouldn't be anything to be ashamed of.
No, not at all. I mean, obviously, the older you get, the probably more likely that you should be on your own 2 feet. But if you're in that position for a purpose, to put some money aside to get yourself a foothold, then fucking absolutely, in that situation, living with your parents is probably the best situation you can do, because you're not going to be paying astronomical amounts of rent. You're obviously going to be. I would have thought you'd be paying something. If not, you're a fucking scumbag. But at least offering.
It depends. Like if there's someone that's living in a basement of their house, and they have the entire basement, and they might have their own little kitchen and all that, so they might be fully independent.
Yeah, there is that, I suppose. But if obviously, for example, if your parents are cooking some of your meals or looking after you, cleaning of some description, then you should be fucking paying them something, surely.
Yes, 100%.
But
should be paying them something anyway, because you're still living under their roof, using the electric, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I pay something every month, but
but you're a decent fella though, mate. So I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, but standard thing for us is like we still eat together, so we have our we eat dinner together like most nights of the week. Mm-hmm. We always sit down. I think it was every Sunday together, and like tonight we sat down and like spag ball together.
Nothing wrong with that at all, mate. I'm actually, we obviously sit down every night together, but it's impossible for us because it's an open plan house. So you could sit on one side of the house and be, you could be sitting, the other person could be sitting in the kitchen, and you'd be in the same room essentially. So
for myself, it's like if my parents go away on holiday or something, and then I'm here by myself, and it's like I can do my own washing, I can do my own cooking, I can do my own cleaning. I can go out. I know what to buy for shopping wise. Like, we need bread, milk, butter, whatever. I can make my own lunch for work.
This is it. But you'll be surprised, mate, that some people that do live with their parents can't even fold a fucking shirt. You'd be amazed. It's true though. People like my age can't do it because they've been living with the parents for that too long, and they've been allowing their parents to do them little things for them, and they can't do it. It's just stupid. I mean, there's programs you've seen it on like BBC. Well, they used to be on BBC Three, of people like who couldn't do anything for themselves. They couldn't actually fend for themselves. They were like mummy's little boys, daddy's little girls, things like that, where they didn't have to do anything for themselves. And if no one does anything, if everyone does everything for you, you don't learn anything for yourself. And that's how these situations happen.
Well, there's a guy I know, and when he still lived at home, we all sort of said to him, like, well, do you pay rent? And he's like, no. He's like, what do you pay for? And he's like, I'm never home anyway, so I don't really pay anything. I was like, where do you sleep and stuff? And he's like, oh, just sort of, I might go home and sleep, or I'll sleep at a friend or something. And then he's like, oh, I've moved to Manchester. I was like, right, how much are you paying there? And he was like, nothing. And I was like, you've got some shady arrangements going on here or something. Like, you must be sucking dick or something to get a free rent.
He's rimming somebody, isn't he?
Oh, definitely.
He's taking a load in the mouth for somebody there, absolutely.
Somebody that doesn't know how to stand on their own 2 fucking feet.
Yeah, that as well.
I left home at 18. My mum and dad got divorced at 18. When I was 18, sorry. So.
You've had to.
Yeah.
Tell us that your parents split up because you left home.
No, I left home afterwards. I had to deal with my broken up father for fucking 6 months to a year.
It sounds like Armin that's trying to stop him serving me in Manchester.
You are?
This sort of goes back to your birthday, Paul, last year.
Oh, yeah.
When we got hammered on Jim Beam.
Oh, fucking hell, yes.
There was the sort of like small American barman there who was like, I said, I want the Jim Beam double oak, like 2 of them with Pepsi. And he was like, So I remember when my dad used to drink Jim Beam, and it's like I'd come home from school and I'd find him passed out on the floor, a bottle in his hand. I'm going, Dad, you need to stop drinking.
That was us. That was us that night.
I looked at him and went, are you trying to stop me here, mate? Because it's not working. I was like, mate, to get fully smashed off that bottle, and it's happening.
You say, well, your story is very compelling, and I am almost tempted to, pack in the alcohol and go for a soft drink, but £2 for a Jim Beam double oak and coke is impossible to turn down. Get me drunk. That's what happened. We got absolutely fucking leathered that night. I remember that. It was interesting. It was fun.
It was just the way the guy said it, because even the girl next to him behind the bar was like, that's a bit harsh.
So we're trying to sell these fucking bottles of alcohol. What are you trying to do?
Like that sort of logic of like you working as a barman, telling us about your alcoholic father who you'd find passed out.
You sound like you should be fucking counselling.
Back on topic, I was like like my parents have sort of said to us, to both me and my brother, at a certain point they are going to give us power of attorney and then sign the house over to us.
Yeah.
So then we'll be owning the house, so it'll be like a role reversal of sorts, if anything. Like they'll be living with me rather than I'll be living with them.
Yeah, well, not only that as well, it sort of like sets you up as well. So you and Christ. So it's a nice thing to be able to have. I mean, obviously my mum and dad weren't that well off, and they never was able to give any of me or my brother or sister the ability to do that. Everything that we have is what we've got off our own back. But at the same time, it's obviously given us our work ethic. But at the same time, it would have been really nice to have that safety net. So when shit hits the fan, we know we've got a house that we don't have to pay rent for. We just have to pay for the rates and things like that. But obviously that's not if the mortgage is paid off, obviously. But
see, I'm the opposite of that, mate. As you well know, I come from an extremely well-off family. My mum bought my sister a house.
Yeah, I just don't have.
I just don't have one.
I had, which reminds me, I had a manager at one of my old jobs, and their mum, I think it was like a property. I think it's a property developer, and so they owned like about 7 or 8 houses, and because at the time they were living in Preston, so I moved them back to Blackpool because I'm working in Blackpool. I said, right, well that's an obvious logical thing to do. I said, but where are you going to move to? She said, oh, my mum's got a house going that I can live in. I said, how much are you paying on that? She's like, nothing.
Oh, fair enough.
Right, so you're getting essentially, well, she's on like a manager's rate, so she's essentially, I was like, so you're paying 0 rent on this place just because your mum owns it. And I was like, so then you basically got to pay for your food and your bills. And she's like, yeah.
That's a fucking great way of setting up for yourself, though, isn't it? When you think about it, you could buy your own house.
Yeah.
So absolutely fair play. And on that source of like consumer advice and life advice, I think it's time to start wrapping up. Because we've gone 2.5 hours, lads, on our first live show. I think that's pretty good fucking going.
Hey.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely fucking loved it. Thank you guys for coming on. Coxy, give yourself some plugs.
Find Lost Art Podcast on Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter at Lost Art Podcast, Instagram Lost Art Podcasting, and of course don't forget Lost Art of Wrestling as well on all the same places.
Yep, which I will be appearing on very, very soon.
Very, very, very soon.
Yes, which reminds me, I have to get my homework done. Bunkle knows what that means. Which I will be doing either over the weekend or some point in the week. I will be getting it done. Do not worry, it will be done. Fuck you, Rob Van Dam. That's all I'm going to say. That fucking match is going to kill me. Fuck's sake. As for us, you can find us on Facebook at now UK Live. Already RAD Live. You can find us on Facebook. The Twitter is still obviously at UK RAD Podcast. You can find us on we're not on Instagram, but we will be soon. We're on Stitcher. We're on Spreaker. Obviously, you listen to us now live on Spreaker. We are also on iTunes. I think that's about it, really. Oh, we're also on YouTube. Yeah, you can find us on YouTube. We've also got, obviously, in partnership with... Well, not partnership, but, you know, we like to give them plugs. The plugs are in the middle of the show. So if you need to, you know, find out some more details of, obviously, our friends at These People Podcast and Casamirth and things like that, just go back to the plugs in the middle of the show. You can find them there. You know, good shows. So get them listened to. Right, guys, I think that's it.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. So yeah, thank you for listening. If you've been live and listening to us, thank you. Remember, obviously, you can download and listen to this show at a later date if need be as well. But other than that, all that's left to say is I've been Paul the Hat Guy Flinders.
I've been myself to all the 4 listeners that we have.
I've been Coxy.
Yeah, and you guys have been listening to RAD Live. Thank you for listening. And good night.